up, everybody? Welcome to Patreon episode Flagrant 2. No Easy Buckets. I'm Andrew Schulz Akaash Singh. Real life Kaz. Alex is downstairs getting coffee. Eden's here. Woo. We have an illustrious guest, a guy I like very much, a true good guy in this industry. And usually when people describe comics as good guys or nice, that means they're not funny. Yeah. And that is not the case with you, but you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, they cut everything else. But he's a really good guy.
He's sweet.
No. He's trying his best. He's doing what he can.
We have Jeremiah Watkins here. Jeremiah, you have I've kind of been observing. This is odd, observing you for a while, but you are like an integral. Super gay.
I've been watching from afar.
Yeah, it's a real classy way of saying you're trying to fuck. I've been observing.
Yeah. It doesn't sound as rapey when you say observe.
Yeah. Bro, you can rape the nice guys. They'll be like, okay.
If anything, it's easy.
Fine.
Okay. I don't want to be rude here. What are you doing?
So Jeremiah, outside of being my love interest from a distance, you've been like this integral part in this LA comedy scene that's really had a resurgence, and I've been just so I've just been kind of blown away by what the LA comedy scene has kind of like risen into, and it's been really cool to see because I remember going out to LA years ago and thinking it really sucked.
Dude, it's been a stigma actually for a long time.
Yeah.
How bad
and
LA comedy is,
and deserved at one point.
And it deserved it for a while.
There was the heyday where it was the spot.
Yeah.
And then it kind of became like a caricature of comedy, almost in a way, where like everybody was doing their like sitcom 7.
Yeah, my agent is telling me to work on this set.
Yeah.
It became a lot of that. Yeah.
And then this very real comedy grew up out of it, and you've like integrated yourself in all these different shows. I'm wondering if obviously there's Kill Tony, which is you, Tony Hinchcliffe, Redman, and then
Joel Jimenez, our drummer, and Chroma Chris, our guitar player.
Got you.
Yeah.
And can you describe what this show is? It's hard for me to even break it down for people.
Yeah, so what I try to tell people is, at its core, it's comedians who are putting their name in a bucket to do 60 seconds in front of a panel of comedians. And
they're newer comics, or they've never done it, right?
They're newer comics, never done it, or when we go on the road, we'll get headliners and beasts who come out of the woodwork. They're like, I'm showcasing my minute. So they're like coming to play. So because we'll ask them during the interview when they blow us away, we're like, how long have you been doing comedy? They're like, 17 years. We're like, oh, shoot. Okay. All right. That's awesome. And then basically what I do, I'm the leader of the band, and I tell people it's kind of like, how The Tonight Show has the Roots. Imagine if the Roots dressed up and committed to different characters every episode.
Yeah, okay. So you'll play a different character every episode. You'll get in costume.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I like
it's topical, and
sometimes
the
jokes
it's not.
That you make kind of have to do with that.
They're all in the vein of the character. They're all in that point of view. So every time we're improvising, if we are not improvising the voice of the character, it doesn't make sense, and the audience is like, wait, what? You're just in dress up.
Yeah.
So I stay super committed to every
there's
character.
Good clips of it. There was one. Were you like a racist Southerner or something like that? Or
my Italian mobster character.
Oh, it's the racist.
Yeah, he's a little like Tiffany Haddish was on the show.
Racist northeasterner.
Yeah, racist northeasterner.
Yeah,
very Bronx tale.
Yeah, exactly. Tiffany Haddish was on the show, and we had to start the show late because she had like a flat tire or whatever. So one of the first jokes I made was like, "Hey, the reason we started late because of a black girl." You know what I'm saying? Like dumb stuff like that.
Well, I'm always late, so that's it.
Yeah, that's real. That's real talk.
That's real.
Yeah,
that happens.
So and then Kill Tony travels the world. You guys were in Australia.
Yeah,
shit is really blowing up.
Yeah, we just did Australia, and then earlier in the year we were in Europe. We did we did Dublin, Manchester, and London.
How was Manchester? Because I want to go out and hit Manchester.
So Manchester was weird because we had food poisoning when we did that episode.
Oh, God. That's funny because Manchester has the worst food I've ever eaten in my entire fucking life.
Is it that bad?
It's fucking terrible. When I was at WWE, we went there for like a week.
Right.
And it was like gruel. like Matilda type shit.
Some porridge for you.
Oh my God, it was the fucking worst. So yeah, food poisoning sounds.
We got it. I think we got it from shaking hands in Dublin, though. I think we I think we got
food poisoning contagious like that.
I think that
that-
our
isn't that
immune
food
system.
poisoning?
Yeah, don't you need to eat it?
It could no.
How do you guys shake hands after the show?
I mean, you don't lick them. I told you I'm very polite. I kiss all the people. Thank you so much
When
for
you
coming.
say
Now, that
hands,
finger looks long over there.
when you say hands, do you mean dick? And when you say food, do you mean semen?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
It all
For sure.
checks out.
Al, you got that coffee? You got that coffee?
I didn't get your text.
I texted you right after you texted me.
I don't have any.
Huh?
You want a latte, bruh?
No.
It's just like coffee, but gayer.
Yeah. You know,
And consequently more delicious. So, you know what I mean?
anything gare is always more delicious.
Yo,
Of course it is.
Alex
Hey,
texted
can I have
me.
the sorbet, please?
Exactly.
Hold on. Alex texted me at 1:44 p.m. You want anything from Gregory's? I understand if I texted him back at like.
Andrew.
Hold on. I
This is gonna go somewhere. Let's see where this goes.
Hold on.
Because Alex is already shaking his head like he's like. Here's
I
this
texted him
motherfucker
back.
goes.
Now listen. I understand if I texted back at like 1:53. You know what I mean? You don't look at your phone or anything like that, right? I texted him back at 1:44. I literally texted him back while he's texting me.
I didn't show my phone.
Okay. Oh, the rebuttal.
Okay, 1:50 p.m. You want anything from Gregory's? And
How
that's
you
it.
text me after you text me?
Oh, but that's it. It ends there.
Son, this guy deleted his text, bro.
Do you have a text? Do you have a
Standing
text at
in line.
150 saying, do you need anything from Gregory's?
No, I have it at 1:44.
But that's weird then. Because his sent at 150. If he just sent a text later, you would have gotten a later text at 150. You dig?
No. How could he text me at 1:50 if he texted me at 1:44?
But how could he text you at 150 and you not get it?
Wait, what service do you have?
AT&T.
What service do you have?
Sprint.
That explains it all.
Oh, he
I
got
have
Sprint,
Sprint.
yo.
It fucking sucks. That explains all. Especially in this building, if I don't have Wi-Fi, I don't get shit. Like I'll
Really?
Get shit, like,
T-Mobile
I'll get shit,
ass out
like
here,
5 minutes
too.
later, yeah. Like as soon as I walk out the building, it'll say like you'll get the text on the notification, and they say like 8 like 8 minutes ago, but like I'll just get it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, why the fuck am I just getting this now? So
You
that,
might need an
that-
employee plan, yo.
That checks out.
So, Drew, you want a coffee?
Son,
Bro, I'm still, you know,
when
what's-
Andrew feeling away, I thought we were taking a break from the podcast because he just started staring at his phone. I was like, are we taking a break so he could get coffee? And he just going to pull up his
Yo.
receipts.
because you know what it is? I'm very considerate of Al when it comes to coffee. Am I not?
Yeah.
Like anytime I get a coffee.
We both know each other's need for coffee.
Uh,
That's why I text them off rip when I was
You
going
needed
That's
downstairs.
and I remember I was
Yo,
on the
real
bathroom.
shit, that
he
was
was about to get
beautiful.
into it until I
was taking
figured
a
out
shit.
the fucking.
That
I was like,
level
yeah.
of intimacy is beautiful, yo. I like got emotional for y'all. Like that's a beautiful. Like I know my man needs
That's
coffee
a friendship
right now.
breakthrough right
Yo.
there.
Why are you? I didn't get the coffee.
But he
What are we
asked,
celebrating?
but that's on Sprint. He asked, and that's on Sprint.
Huh?
He asked, that's on Sprint.
That is on Sprint. I mean, I guess
It
I
is
have
on
to
Sprint,
chalk it up
yeah.
to
This is like that moment.
And the way you're hurt is because you love him so much, man. This shit is beautiful, man. I'm a little jealous. I'ma just say it.
I hate Akash's energy right now. I fucking despise it.
Because I've been Alex. I'm gonna get this man out of trouble. I know that.
Fucking
Oh,
hate his
difficult to please ass Andrew,
so
dog.
much.
Son,
Hard to
Aka,
please,
let's
motherfucker.
cheers to our coffee.
We'll toast our.
It's not about the coffee.
It's not a great story about Tiffany Haddish.
No, my bad. My bad. All right.
Hey, man, that shit is gonna be late just like she was. Late story, late Tiffany, whatever.
Oh gosh.
Were you in roast battle?
Yep,
Were you the crazy guy that would run across the?
that's me. I'm that white guy.
Nice.
That's
So
when I
here's
first
what's-
saw you.
Yep, that's
So-
where a lot of people first saw me. Yeah.
So how do you get involved in all these? And you have your own show, which I did in what was it, Moon Tower?
Yeah, stand up on the spot.
Which
That's a great show. Fuck.
Yeah,
that is such
Akash
a-
has done it.
Oh, you did as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's done it
It's
in New
so
York
much
Comedy
fun.
Club.
So the audience just yells topics at you, and then you have to kind of like just think of a bit based on the topic.
Yeah, yeah. Anything, as long as it's not material, anything goes. So
Yeah, no
everything's coming
material.
up in the moment, and you kind of get to navigate and set the pace of your set, which is like total control to the
Yeah.
performer, which is amazing.
I like it because I think that we've spoiled audiences. I think stand-up has gotten so good that audiences go out there and they're just like, okay, if you don't blow my mind
Yeah.
with like the most brilliant premise, creative setup, amazing punchline, then I'll just like kind of chuckle with my arms crossed. Like there was a time, like if you look at old stand-up, Remember, like they were like, these people were dying off of like one-liner misdirection jokes. Like die, like Rodney Dangerfield, take my wife, please, or whatever. Like, holy shit, take my wife. Like this guy's edgy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now it's like so elaborate and brilliant. It's great. We should push the art, but it's nice to do a show. Like they have a new joke show at the Comedy Cellar, a new joke show at New York Comedy Club. It's amazing to do a show where the audience knows that we're just searching and like creating on the spot, if you will, and they're down for the journey of it. They're like, let's see if something happens.
Those are where the real comedy fans are at.
Interesting.
The
That's
people who
also
are really
true.
wanting to see the process, because you're seeing comics in their most raw form. Because if they're being thrown a word or suggestion or a topic, you're literally seeing the way that their brain works and the wheels and the cogs turn right in front of you. So for any comedy fan, it's like a dream show, because you're like, people love watching. Like Rogan loves doing the show, and I give him like longer sets to do, and people are just like fascinated just to watch his brain work.
Yeah.
Because it's just like he'll go on rants, like he'll take one suggestion and go for like 12 minutes, and he's like, how did I get here? He's so used to the podcasting format where he just goes.
Yeah, where you just get to like riff. I just love it. I think it's great. I love what you guys are doing out there. Still want to rape you.
The Wave? How'd you become a part of the Wave? Because I know Jamar was a part of it.
Yeah.
And it was called the N-word Wave.
For
and
a
then
while.
you came, and then it just dropped the N-word.
Well, here's the thing. We were called
There was an N-word wave?
It was called the all N-word wave for a long time.
Oh,
and
Is
then
it an A or a hard R?
it was A.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
I don't know. I'm meeting you before I know the nigga wave, so I'm like, all right, is it?
the
I don't know
hard.
the context there.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think that's appealing to anybody.
I don't think so.
Hey, we're a comedy troupe. We're the all inward hard R wave. Yeah, that's not like nobody finds that cool. Like nobody on any side, even the racists are like, hey man, you're taking that a little too far, man. I don't know what you're doing over there, man. What are you doing with that?
Comedy troupe. Technical difficulty. We're back. You were talking about M-words.
Great segue.
Yeah.
We're back with Jeremiah Watkins live here on the show, and you were just talking about N-words. Jeremiah,
black ass
fill
name,
us in on
bro.
that. Oh, everybody says
you
that.
got a black ass name.
Everybody says
I was
that.
driving. Me and Edwin was driving into the studio. And he's like, "Yo, you know Jeremiah, right?" It's like, "Nah, it sounds like a black guy." It's like, "Nah, he's not black."
Watkins
Yeah.
and Jeremiah.
Anytime
dude.
I'm on a comedy lineup and somebody doesn't know who I am, like they bring me to the stage and the host is like, they literally are like, they do a double
can't
take.
believe it's
Yeah, they're like, huh?
You sound like a strong safety. Like a Jeremiah Watkins.
Jeremiah Watkins.
It's a 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
You should be able to text the M-word.
Yeah.
Like, you should be able to tweet it. Like, not
Right?
say it, but, like, if someone just sees your handle, they're like, nah, that's black enough.
Yeah.
I think so.
I
What do you
wouldn't.
guys think?
I mean, until I saw him, I was like, okay, he's not just white, he's very white. Like Jeremiah, I'm thinking maybe, you could go with like Jeremy or something. And
Jeremiah's biblical, right?
Nah, but like
Yeah.
I've never met a white Jeremiah in my life. Like they're all black, and your last name's Watkins.
Yep.
That's like a fucking preacher's last name. Like, I feel like you'd have a purple robe and fucking lead a congregation with that name, yo. The good Lord Jeremiah Watkins.
So
I've got a sermon for y'all today.
So what happened with Lewis? You guys had a shouts to Luis Gomez, guys, if you guys know, integral part of the New York comedy scene.
Came
you
to the
guys,
show.
yes, came to the show. You guys had a slapbox competition.
So it came up organically. He did my podcast, Jeremiah Wonders, recently when he was in LA, and it came up organically. We were just talking. I was like, "Yeah, I've never been in a fight before." He goes, "Oh, let's have a fight right now, doggy. Let's go."
Oh jeez.
And I was like, "No, here's how we do it. The end of the episode, we'll do a slapbox match in the lobby of where I record, the studio."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Let's do it." So we did it, and he was surprised that I had like a little bit of hands on me just for never fighting at all.
Right.
So the first one that we did, we threw up, and people loved it because you just don't see comedians
Fighting.
slapboxing or fighting each other. It's just ridiculous. So he technically won because I didn't know. Like, I'm so ignorant with fight stuff. Like in the last 10 seconds, they did like the clap, like, hey, like 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
I thought that meant like it was done.
over.
I was like. So I let my guard down. I was like, "Oh, finally!"
Boom!
He,
Bing, bing,
dude, he,
bing.
like, he just starts like going crazy. I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like Mortal Kombat style. So after that happened, like we got a lot of love, like from people like tweeting at us and Instagram posts that were like, "This is crazy." Here's the first clip.
Oh, this is it. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
overhand right.
Right?
You got reach, buddy.
I do have
I
reach.
was about to say the length is there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get ready for us.
Okay.
Yeah,
A
right?
little bit. The head movement. Oh,
Okay,
ooh.
again. Can't miss with that right hand.
Why you got the Tekashi wig on?
You cannot miss with the right hand. You tried to go over behind the back on him? Now you got to switch stances. There you go. You can't
There
miss
it
with that
is.
right hand,
There
bro.
it is. Oh, no,
You
go
can't
back.
miss
Go
with
back.
that.
Oh, yeah, spinning back
So get ready.
Oh!
He tried to spin, slap me. He caught me a little bit, and then I popped him so hard. He turned into my slap.
Oh my gosh.
That's perfect freeze frame, honestly.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's great editing. Great producing over there. I like that.
Oh man, that's funny you bring it up. Chrissy D said he could give you the hands on History High.
Man, come on.
Day. He said, he said he'll give any podcaster the hands, including you, Schultz.
Nah. There was some context with that statement.
I know the
There was some
context, but
context
still.
with that statement. No.
Still,
I don't know any comedian that really has hands. Who has hands? I mean,
Well, no, Gomez
Lewis
could-
actually fought.
Let me say, Chrissy D could beat the shit out of me, obviously, but he can't beat up our podcast.
No. I mean, he's a meaty guy, but I could definitely.
We fuck up the History Hyenas. We would let them two and Alex beat the shit out of Chris and Giannis, and then Ed and I would just video the whole thing and put it on our Patreon.
And just commentate.
You know what I mean? Numbers.
So that was all in pretty good fun. We were laughing and stuff the whole time because it was ridiculous. And it's like, this was during the day. Okay, now picture this. Like, they're about to drop the episode on YouTube. Probably in the next couple of days. Picture the opposite of this. It's nighttime. We do it outside of the stand. There's a circle formed of people who just watched Legion of Skanks. We just did their podcast live, and there's like a fight circle, and it's literally nighttime. And this time, Lewis had rage in his eyes because I called him out on Instagram. I was like, I'm flying out to New York, and I'm gonna beat you at your own club on your own show in New York.
Cut the
Cut a little
promo.
Cut that promo. And my buddy, what Lewis didn't know is my buddy who I'm staying with, Jeff on Cypher. He grew up like taking boxing lessons and stuff like that. So he goes, we watched this footage, the video.
Game tape?
He pulled out the game tape. He slowed it down on YouTube. He goes, here's everything he's doing wrong. He literally gave me a list of stuff. We went to like his gym and we just like he like worked on stuff for like half an hour, and then he's like, he will make those same mistakes again. And then when you see it, seize those moments. And I ended up
What were the mistakes?
He does this thing where he like when he is like throwing a fade, or like he'll kind of like, he's anticipating the right hand, so he's kind of like trying to block it.
Yeah.
So my buddy's like, he's like, give him the fake on the other side. He'll turn
And then lay into it.
lay over,
it,
and that's how that was the last shot on the fight that we did the other night, where it was the biggest pop of the night,
Ooh.
where I caught him square in the face.
You don't think talking about it right now is gonna make him want to slap box you?
Well, you got to run it back again.
Oh, he's gonna
gotta
want
run it back
another
again?
piece, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
You're 2-0.
He sprained his thumb.
That's what I saw. I saw
He
the picture
sprained
of him
his
on the
thumb.
ground.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's right. That's right. I defanged the Puerto Rican rattlesnake. That mongoose coming at you, Kansas City style, boy.
Jeremiah, the anti-venom Watkins.
Right? I'm that garden snake.
Wait, you're from Kansas City?
Yeah,
Missouri or
on the Kansas side.
Kansas side.
Yeah.
Now, that's the shitty one.
Yeah.
I learned that in Kansas City.
Well, everybody, dude, people get pissed whenever like they're on the Missouri side and they're like,
Just
"Where are
to
you
clarify, everybody listening, there are two Kansas cities.
from?" Two Kansas cities.
The one you all know is in Missouri.
Chiefs,
yeah.
Royals, barbecue, the Plaza, all that stuff.
Is not in fucking
But
Kansas.
it's all one, like, it's like the way Long Island is divided into like 3 different parts.
They're like
basically, right?
literally sisters where they bleed into
they're
each
two
other.
cities.
Yeah, two
One
cities.
is in Kansas.
One is in
One is in
They're
Missouri.
separated by a state
Oh,
line,
fuck.
and they're both
And there's
Kansas
a river,
cities.
right? Isn't it a river that breaks
Yeah,
it apart?
yeah.
And then But the one that we all know isn't even in Kansas.
Yeah, that
Right? Like,
I knew
how
Kansas.
sad is Kansas that you don't even have the Kansas City?
We associate ourselves. We're like, no, it's like we're all a family. They're like, no,
you're not.
Where's the Jayhawks? Who got the Jayhawks? Y'all do?
Kansas. Yeah, that's the Kansas
So
side.
that's the one thing Missouri will be like, all right,
we
maybe.
have the basketball. We have the basketball.
Yeah, they can't have the University of Kansas in Missouri. That would be
They're like, we're taking that too.
Dude, just cucking out Kansas.
Yeah.
So I went to do shows there. I forget what the name of the club is. Improv.
Oh
Probably
yeah,
Improv.
Kansas City Improv. That's on the Missouri side.
Missouri side.
Yeah.
Okay. What Kansas? The Kansas side. Dog shit. Be honest.
No, so we're still known, like Kansas City barbecue is still kind of both Kansas Cities.
Do you
like
go
it's
to
still
that?
I go on the Kansas side to get my barbecue, but there's amazing barbecue on the Missouri side.
Which one is in the gas station?
That's the one I went to.
That is that's Kansas City Joe's, and they've got like the gas station. I don't know if that one's technically on the Missouri side. Most of their locations are on the Kansas side, actually. Though.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a gas station barbecue that's fucking unreal.
That's my favorite, Kansas City Joe's. It used to be called Oklahoma Joe's.
God bless you, Al.
Oh,
Al.
man.
Damn, son.
Man, this is like that scene in Remember the Titans when they're like, left side.
Strong side.
I need a victory.
Y'all want victory?
I got you. What happened to that actor? He was good. The white boy
white
from that.
dude?
Bertier?
Yeah, Gary Bertier.
Superman, dog.
Wait, oh, is he in Superman?
Nah, that's what he called him.
That's what they call him.
That's
Yeah.
what Julius called him.
Superman.
Son, I thought he grew up to be the guy in
Wood
Superman.
Harris fucking
Nah,
took
man.
off. I
Yeah.
thought Bertier was gonna be
Nah, but
right
Wood
on.
Harris was somebody before that. Wood Harris
Yeah,
been
Wood
above
Harris
the
didn't
rim
need
before
that.
that.
True.
He was
true,
in
true.
something else.
Bertier was great, man.
Man,
what a shame.
I cried that movie too.
Oh, dude,
dude.
I was on a fucking
I was a
flight,
fucking mess.
and I had snot coming out of my nose in the middle seat watching that. And you know what? It was one of those Delta flights where the TV is this big, so I'm leaning into the TV.
Your eyes, your retinas are burning.
Burning because I'm so close to it. Snot and weeping in a middle seat, dude.
Weeping.
And every time I lean forward, these fuckers use their elbows on the seat rest, so I gotta like nuzzle back, fight for room. Strong side.
Oh man, what a classic!
man.
I love
It's
that
so
movie.
good.
Amazing
I
movie.
watch that movie anytime it's on TV.
Dude, I've watched it so many times.
What is pain? Fresh bread. What all fatigues? Army clothes. That shit was hot.
Dude, I love it. Anyway, so I'm in Kansas City, Missouri, right?
Yeah.
And I have this like, obviously, stupid, baked in, elitist, coastal New York thing where I don't really know anything about the Midwest, but I think I know everything about the Midwest.
Sure.
And I'm going around Kansas City, Missouri, and I'm like, dude, this place is kind of like pretty, man. Like, architecture's really nice. There's all these fucking fountains and shit. And I'm like, how many fountains do you have? And I talked
City
to
of
this guy-
Fountains, yeah.
Bro, City of Fountains. And this guy starts breaking down Kansas City, Missouri to me. He's like, it was actually all these, not all of them, but a lot of these popular Midwestern cities were inspired by the most prominent European cities of the time because there was no benchmark for how to create a city outside of Europe. So I think it's based on Venice.
Maybe.
It's
I don't even know.
basically the most fountains of any place in the
It
world
really
outside
is.
of like Venice or something like that.
We have one of the dopest baseball stadiums, in my
Oh, yeah,
opinion.
no one cares about the Kansas one, but that's we're just talking about Missouri right now.
No,
you know
this
what I
is
mean?
Kansas City Royals. That's on the Missouri side. Okay, well, I'm back on. I'm back on board. We're not talking about Kansas City Royals. Okay, go. There's literally fountains. You swing instead of just like for the fences. You swing for the fountains in Kansas City. There's fountains. There's waterfalls, and there's this giant like screen. It's one of the biggest screens also in the MLB. It's this
Really?
giant crown, like this royal vertical, like Instagram style screen.
And everybody gets on board with the Royals, no matter which Kansas you're from.
Kansas
Yeah.
City,
Kansas City's very
from
proud
what
of
I
their
understand,
sports.
fucks with sports.
Yeah,
Heavy,
that-
right?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
heavy,
Like when
heavy,
they would
heavy.
do like a ratings thing on the ticket when I would listen, talking about the ratings in Dallas for games,
Yeah.
even their own games. Whack. Ratings for Kansas City,
Crazy.
even watching like other teams in like finals are always the highest in the country, basically.
Arrowhead, Kansas City Chiefs, one of the loudest stadiums in
Oh
the
yeah,
NFL.
yeah.
Really?
Arrowhead home field advantage. Even though y'all have lost there a lot recently,
Yeah, I know.
it's supposed to be like one of the hardest places to
It's
play.
very
Okay,
yeah.
your thoughts on like the stereotype of Kansas? Like you got this like incestuous, like like pedophilic, like everybody's missing teeth. Like it's the worst stereotype. And then I meet these people in Kansas. I never meet someone who fulfills this stereotype. But
No,
maybe you
it's
guys
pretty
leave.
rare. I mean, a lot of people end up leaving there, but there's it's slowly becoming more liberal. It was extremely conservative on the Kansas side for a long time, but
Right.
even Missouri, like and Kansas, they kind of go back and forth with going not like in the correct progress. Like there's an article that came out today. Literally, they had just there's this boulevard that was called El Paseo Boulevard on the Kansas City, Missouri side. Actually, for years it was called the Paseo.
Yep.
They changed it, I think, last year or 2 years ago to Martin Luther King Boulevard Jr.
Right.
Because it was one of the only streets.
Is there a lot of
it
violence
was
on
like
the
one of the
streets
only
in front of it?
cities in America that was not represented by Martin Luther King. It was one of the only states that did not have Martin Luther King as one of the streets.
So they renamed a Mexican thing.
Right. But they just petitioned recently and they changed it back. They took it back from, so they're still like weird.
But you're taking it back to like another minority. So it's kind of like even, right?
Yeah.
Like if it went to like, I don't know, if it went from David Duke Place,
I think it's messed up.
then it'd be fucked up. But it's going
Yeah.
back to El Paseo.
Even George Washington Boulevard didn't even do that. El Paseo, that's the motherfucking Paseo.
I mean, the
tell you
Mexicans
this.
were there before the blacks.
I'll tell you this much: you don't
Historically
want, you don't
speaking.
want, you don't want a Martin Luther King street in your neighborhood.
Yo,
You care about property value?
Yeah, like just don't.
do they?
Bro.
But I mean, it's
Never
so
in my life
obvious.
have I been to like a pleasant Martin Luther King.
But isn't it
Why?
funny?
Yeah,
Like,
but why
but
is
that's
that,
the
though?
strategy,
I don't
right?
know.
It's like
I don't
white
fucking
city
know.
planners are going, there's no way that they'll sell crack and shoot each other on Martin Luther King Boulevard. Right? So they just named the worst street after the famous
What if
black
it's
people.
just like a-
And I think for like 2 weeks, we were like, all right, we should kind of respect Frederick Douglass. And they're like, fuck Frederick Douglass. That guy's son is crack,
Yeah,
baby.
man.
His crack need to
something
get
to do.
sold.
Meet me on Scottie Pippen Boulevard.
what? Crack, baby.
You know what's crazy though?
What if they started naming it after crack dealers?
Oh.
And then it would be too much of a spotlight. So they're
Yeah.
like, yo, we can't
Oh, this
sell
is a crack area.
on Ricky Ross Boulevard.
On fucking what's the guy's name from Paid in Full? Forgot his name.
Yeah.
The shit the movie's named after. Alex, you know.
I
You
never
know
saw
drug
Paid in
dealers.
Full. You love your Weinstein films, dog.
Yeah.
That's
Yo,
a Weinstein film,
listen,
right?
man.
Meet me
Another
at
Weinstein classic, bro.
Yeah, he used that term. It's great.
Alpo.
Alpo, there you go. Call it Alpo Boulevard, B.
Dude, that might be
Somebody
the
would sell
I
crack
think
at
that could
Alpo
be it.
Boulevard.
that might be the strategy.
Meet me at Quick Quincy Lane. It's like, no. That's
Young
overexposed,
Jeezy
man.
Boulevard.
I'm telling who would sell drugs
Yo,
on
but
a
here's
drug
the
dealer
thing, dog.
street?
Every other part of the every bad part of the city gentrifies. Chris Rock had a Martin Luther King is dangerous joke 25 years ago.
94.
MLK Boulevard, run! I think city planners are like, just keep that shitty.
Yo, in New
Fuck it.
York, I'm almost 100% sure they've added the avenue as well. Because it used to be like uptown, it would be like
one
Malcolm
on
X
Harlem,
Boulevard, and
yeah.
then they were like, and 10th Avenue.
They'll put, like,
It was getting a little dicey up here.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I live on 120th and 10th. It's like, nah,
Yo,
you live on Malcolm X.
What?
Boulevard.
What rich white person wants to buy the place on Malcolm X Boulevard?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know.
You want
Probably
11th Avenue.
That
You
sounds.
want-
It
You
just
don't think
sounds a
rich
little
white people
dangerous.
want to own blacks?
No, because they free
think
them
that's-
eventually. You don't get your money back. It's a dude. Do you think the government bought
Still
them
making
back?
money now.
Dude, you know when like this is crazy.
great
You know when the
investment.
government bought back guns?
Yeah.
Do you think there was some like people in the South that were like, "Yo, are you gonna buy these motherfuckers back? You can't just free them, right?" It's like,
Hey, we need reparations, man. What are you talking about? Come on.
I saved my whole life for
I mean,
this.
I invested everything into these
Bro,
guys.
do you know how like all those Indians that saved their whole life for the medallion of the taxi, and then
Yeah,
Uber came out?
And now they're killing themselves. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
killing themselves. That was the first Uber. The Emancipation
Proclamation
like
is Uber. They're giving away coupon codes and everything.
You're messing up my business.
I got a coupon code for 40 acres and a mule.
Yeah, that's another Chris Rock joke too. He's like, oh, back in the day, he's like, I'm no real racism. I can't get a cab. It's like, can't get a cab.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you were the cab.
back
This is
to
how many
left,
back to
Main Street. Left.
You got
left, nigga. I'll say it for you guys. I'll say it for you,
Left, you
motherfucker.
fucking, dude, that's his. I think that's his best.
What's
special.
that? What's that octagon sign right there? How you know octagon?
Who the hell told you Octagon, motherfucker? Oh man, it's a classic.
Yeah, he's a fucking man. But dude, there was probably some guy in the South that like saved up his whole life. You know, like we would save up for like Jordans, but he saved up his whole life and like this
Hit up for literal Jordan.
Saved up for a Jordan.
I mean, they man. Yo,
Or Jeremiah Watkins. He's like, I'm gonna buy that Jeremiah Watkins.
yeah. Yo, you get that new model?
Dude, he was field shopping every day. He'd walk by like, man, that motherfucker.
Oh, it's Saturday. They got the new Jordan releases.
They literally released them.
Yeah. White kids are lining up in line like the same thing.
Oh my god,
Dude, he bought it. He's so excited. Emancipation Proclamation hits.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Yo.
It's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you, nigger. No, just kidding. All right.
Damn, man.
That was a hard R. I shouldn't have said that.
It was an act out.
Yo, dude.
There you go. You're right. I was in character.
There was, I think I talked about this on Flagrant yesterday. Did I talk about this on Flagrant yesterday?
Well, I don't know.
The Nigerian that came to my show that was an albino.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Black Nigerian, obviously, but albino.
Full accent, everything?
Full accent, everything. Sits in the front row, says the N-word.
Wow.
The audience is like,
Audible gasp.
we don't know how to process it because, like, what is the N-word privilege? Is it you get to say it because you've dealt with all the oppression that comes with the perception of being that, right?
I would hope so. I mean, you got if you got to go through all the oppression of being black without having the
Yo, there's
the
a black
benefit of
albino
saying
comic.
the N-word, like,
No,
you might
but
as well.
he doesn't. But think about it. He doesn't go through the same impression as you. If you're just
He looks
driving in a
white.
car, you
Looks
don't know
fully
someone's
white.
an albino. He has a white fucking like yellow beard kind of dude. It was so. Should he be able to say it? Genetically, he is, but his life is not the same as yours. He's not getting.
He got called different slurs.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they try to make him out of soup.
Yeah.
Like in Africa, albinos they like
Oh,
cure
yeah.
diseases and shit.
Yeah.
So like that's a different thing,
That's weird.
huh?
It's kind of like the Mario Balotelli thing that happened the other day. Soccer player.
Bro, I thought
Like
that was a chef. I was like, are you gonna have like a soup
what I thought.
conversation?
I was like,
Did he make albino soup?
No, he's a soccer
that sounds
player.
tasty. Albino soup.
No, he's a soccer player.
Yes.
And he's super like dark skinned like me, but bred Italian dude.
Yes.
Adopted.
But still, he was born in a
Super
Yeah,
Mario,
Shit.
they call him.
Yeah, Super Mario. He gets chanted a bunch of racist stuff at
Bro,
a game.
they
He
go to
walks
the
off
fucking
field.
grocery store and buy bananas and bring them to the.
That's a real thing.
They bring them to
Yeah.
the soccer match. Anytime
People-
a European ever criticizes you as an American for
100%.
being racist, anytime, just ask them to watch their favorite soccer team. It is the most like
The
in
most
America.
horrifying shit.
We might have racism. Don't get me wrong, but overt is so rare. Overt is so rare that like a white lady calling the cops on like someone barbecuing is national news. That's national news. Overt racism in America.
Backyard Becky and shit.
Backyard Becky or all this kind of shit. Imagine there was someone throwing bananas at Patrick Mahomes at the Kansas City Chiefs game.
National crisis.
He's too good.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Someone would catch it, they intercept that shit. Calm it down.
Don't let him see that.
His knee's already hurt. Don't make him slip on something.
Maybe you can use the potassium, actually.
They would do it actually to help.
They throw it into a smoothie maker. Like, here, you need vitamins and supplements. Here you are.
Okay, what were you saying about Balotelli though?
Oh no, I was saying, he's a dark skinned dude, but born in Italy, raised Italian, speaks Italian, all sort of shit. Still gets chanted N-words to him, all types of racist shit. And but he's like an Italian like sports hero.
Right. So would you
So
be
I guess like
okay?
as an albino Nigerian, is that kind of like the same thing, or it's
Well, it's
like-
different, right? Because the question would be: is Mario Balotelli entitled to like Italian shit? Like, can he call someone a wop? Can he call someone like a
fucking
dago, whatever
moolie
that
or
moolie, all that kind of shit?
Yeah.
But I'm just curious. As I'm not going to talk to you while you text.
I'm sorry, it was
All right.
a long text.
Yeah,
What?
so don't do it. Oh, it's a long one? Go for it.
it's a long text.
I was
It's
unaware.
a long one.
My
Sorry.
bad.
Not like we're doing anything
Oh, okay.
that we're getting paid an absurd amount of money for.
Sorry, guys.
I want to see you take your phone out on the Sports New York show.
damn it.
I want to see the long text happen on
Quick
that
show.
shit.
35 minutes, a minute out. But yes, I mean, it's I guess my question is like, is it sort of the same thing with like the albino Nigerian? Where
Are
like,
you
you're
cool with a
raised
black albino saying the N-word?
That's what he's trying to figure out.
Yeah,
with a black albino saying?
Because he looks
He
white.
is white.
I'm different. The N-word doesn't really bother me in most cases.
It's
like,
contextual.
Thank you.
So
It's
here's the
contextual.
context. Black albino.
I got to know your story.
You
He's
did.
just saying.
You gotta
He's
know
just,
these are.
he's just
Like,
saying.
so if I'm in your case, like if I see the dude say the N-word,
He said to you, N-word, you crazy. You said something funny. He's like, N-word, you crazy.
I'll be like, I wouldn't lead with that.
Alex,
if I knew you, like I would.
fine with it.
I'm fine with it, but I'm like,
isn't it
I'm looking at-
experiential? Like when Logic says the N-word, yes, he's half black, but his life has not been black.
That's what I'm saying with Logic. Say perfect example with Logic. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't lead with that. Like I needed to listen to 3 albums, hear you say you're biracial a million times, for
I
you
know
to
you don't
say the
care.
N-word for me to be like, okay, just.
I feel like
Roll
that's
the
why he
back.
got to say he biracial so many times, just so he can get away with 1 or 2
one or
N-words.
two N-words
Of
drop.
course.
But I guess the
I guess
You know
experience.
how hard it is to rhyme biracial in a rap just so you can get to the N-word? You know how hard that is? That takes talent.
He should call himself Byriga.
Oh jeez. Yeah, no,
It's
I
a
don't think
weird
I don't
thing.
think it would bother me. It would. I would for his sake. I'm like, bro, I probably wouldn't lead with that.
Nah, he
Like,
can
if I
say
was you.
it because his experience in life is way worse than ours.
Yeah, because they want to make him soup.
Yeah, but he gets weird looks everywhere he goes by
Yeah.
black people and white people.
Right, but that so he's like someone who has like a disability or something.
So like a white kid who grew up in a trailer park had a horrible life, crackhead, fucking or meth addict, mom, dad.
Yeah.
He had a horrible life, worse than yours, but he don't get to say the N-word.
Yeah,
Or-
but the other white people in trailer park aren't looking at him weird.
Oh, you're saying because of how he
Wait
looks.
for it. I
Yeah.
got one. I got one.
Boom.
You know those people that like part of their head is purple? They got like that. Like,
Oh yeah, I know you saying.
I don't know how to.
God,
what it's
how the
called.
fuck? New York got so many skin conditions just
Bro.
walking around.
It's like their head is
Purple? I've never seen
purple
this shit.
and like
It's
it's a little
vitiligo, right?
swollen. No.
Yeah, it's like a.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking
It's
about.
like a birthmark kind of, but sometimes their head swells up a little in that part of it. I don't know what it is, but they're like kind of colored and they get weird looks from people.
Yeah.
Can they say the N-word?
Yep.
I mean, it's the least you
Son,
can give them, honestly.
Honestly, they deserve that.
Yeah, because
like, you
usually
gotta
when
throw-
people
you
are
gotta
that
throw 'em a
black,
bone.
Yeah.
like real dark Africans, we call them like, yo, you're blue black.
Yeah.
You're so
And this
black.
person's really
Purple.
blue.
Yeah, if you purple, you
Yeah.
black.
You're
but it's
royal.
only one part.
Blue blood.
That's a
It's
blue
only
blood.
one
Yeah,
part
yeah,
though.
yeah.
The rest of them will be white. You're clear on this, right?
So just say,
Say the first part. That's the least fun part of the word.
Bro, the
can't even
NIG,
give- yeah.
I know you can't say it, but like the NIG, can you drop that real
The
quick?
double G.
Nig.
Yeah,
Nah.
that one could work. Dude, that one
That
could
G,
work.
that
work, you would've
White
said it.
people need to take that. White
it-
people
if it
need to
could've-
take just
if
the
it could work, you
NIG.
would've said it.
like Dominicans did that.
What?
You remember Dominicans
Manin.
did that in Maning?
Maning.
They say Maning. Chill out.
Yeah, yeah. No, que lo que Maning.
Chill out.
Maning, que lo que Maning.
Hey,
it's a
You're on the
different.
line.
It's
This
a
is right. You're on the line.
Que lo que Maning. It's true, but nah, dude. Everybody wants their fucking N-word. It's so true.
Why?
I think it's because there's like an oppression matrix that like you need to check off all the boxes, and one is like, are you treated bad by society? Yes. And do you have a derogatory term? Yes. And that's why like tranny has become bad. That's why like every group has their like word that all of a sudden.
Oh,
is
did you
bad.
hear about Boomer?
Dude, this shit is so dumb. Have you heard about this?
I think it's one guy saying it's offensive, and then everybody having fun with one guy.
Yeah.
Yo, have you
'Cause
seen this kid?
I
Still hilarious.
I grew up in the South. If you
Yeah.
go to the University of Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner. That's what you're called. I'm a Boomer Sooner. Nobody thinks that shit is offensive. Never once did I know in 35 years that had anything to do with old people. You could be an
Well,
18-year-old
they're old
at
now.
OU.
They weren't
I'm
old
Boomer
when
Sooner.
they came out. They're old now. They weren't old when
Nah, it's still they still
Initially.
use that for college freshmen at OU. Boomer Sooner.
So the term comes from baby
Baby
boomer,
boomers.
and these are the people born in the 50s. This
Yeah.
is post World War II, right?
Yeah,
an
everybody
ageism
started
thing.
having babies.
Oh, that's
right
a
after
funny
the war,
term,
yeah.
actually. That's a cool little term.
Yeah, it's great, and they grew up in the best time in history. It's
Yeah,
like
right
America
after
was
the
rich,
war,
superpower. Every other country was
You
broke.
missed the war, you pussy.
Yeah, you had a great life,
Yeah.
so you can take a fucking joke about your age.
Yeah.
But is the argument that they're not old?
I don't know. I guess it's like an ageism thing.
Because Michael Che made some joke,
Yeah.
right? And
And
then
people
there's
got
this
mad?
kid. There's this kid. I don't even want to say his name, but he's like the guy who writes bad shit and tries to get comics canceled all the time. Have you seen him in L.A.? Does this kid live in L.A.?
Supposedly, I guess.
And does he come out to the clubs?
Andrew's trying to serve this man
I
in
don't
the
know.
hands for weeks.
We need to have a slap box.
Okay. Okay.
But what I'm shocked about is how that guy can operate with impunity. Like, is he at comedy clubs? If he
I
comes
don't
to the
think so.
store,
I don't.
someone's
it can't
checking him,
be.
right?
It can't be. I don't. he can't be local. I don't know.
I gotta handle that, yo. If he's out there walking around to Comicos, y'all gotta handle that. Because that's not even beat him up. He just needs to realize that there are consequences for their actions.
Of course.
And there's a lot of comics out there that ain't gonna make it, so they got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Right? So
They don't know that, though. If you're in LA, you think you can make it.
everyone.
But just listen, most comics are pussy. I get that. I'm pussy. Get 4 or 5 of you together. Go talk to this kid. Let him know. You know what I mean?
It's just a convo. You know what I mean? It's just a real convo. Like, what's going on?
But you know what
what's the
happens
deal?
though? Right
What's
after that, he goes on the internet, writes about how I've been doing the Lord's work and getting this, that, and now I'm being bullied by the comedy world, and then it gets into a whole thing, becomes a martyr. Like I think he kind of. Just on the outside looking in, I think he's inviting that type of confrontation from somebody. Like you.
That's why it needs to be like
validates his.
He's a fucking vulture, man.
It needs to be real though. It can't be like you need to be a little scary about it. You know, it needs to be a little. It needs to be something that strikes fear.
That's gonna validate him though. It's gonna be like, oh my god, they're so afraid of not doing this, that, and the third, and da 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 da.
Remember when they hung Vanilla Ice out the window?
Suge, he got Suge Knighted,
right? And then Suge got his royalties.
Got his royalties back. It worked,
right?
I'm saying we could.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Hang
like,
some people outside of windows.
It's not like there's not windows in LA,
need to get,
right?
like,
Y'all got windows.
Y'all got tall buildings too,
right?
Like,
we got the tallest.
I know.
Imagine we hung him out of a window and accidentally dropped him. Dude.
Well, that's the thing.
Holy shit, dude!
Always taking it a little too far.
Holy shit!
Always taking it a little too far.
What the fuck, dude? What do we do? Yo, the New York comedy scene is back, baby.
We taking the game ball back from LA.
Y'all had your fun, but that real deal New York shit is here to stay.
Can only find it here.
Son, we start killing comedy bloggers, bro. That would be nuts.
You're a psycho. Is Wedgie's assault?
What's that?
Is Wedgie's assault?
Yo, so that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Give him a wedgie.
This is a good thing because they figured that shit out in like the Northwest. They figured out if you threw a milkshake on someone, it wasn't assault. Like that's when they were milkshaking those people. I think there's like rules of what you can do to another human that you can get arrested for and that you can't. We got to find out the most you can do. Maybe wedgie.
I think a wedgie is on the borderline.
Or like a purple nurple.
Yeah, a little nipple twist.
Yeah, just like just 100 comics twisting his fucking nipple.
That would be fucking funny, bro. Like he doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Like he doesn't deserve like in a weird way. Like when you get beat up over something, there's almost like an honor to it. Like if you took your ass whooping like a man, but like
he's not gonna take it like a man, dog.
If you got like 100 people giving you a purple nurple, it's like. You little bitch, like that's almost more satisfying.
Noogies, man,
like
noogies,
mad noogies.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got to be some childish ass
swirly.
shit.
I don't think a swirly's assault.
Fam, a swirly.
Swirly's definitely
that
not
is,
assault,
dude.
Yeah,
If you get
dude,
swirled, bro.
That's waterboarding.
That shit is
in a
waterboarding,
toilet.
yeah.
That's all that is.
torture.
Yeah,
But you don't put his nose in it. Just put his head. Just let the toilet do his work. And
Y'all know what waterboarding is? Okay.
Yeah.
So we waterboarded each other this weekend when we were in Sacramento, and
why?
because I didn't think that I thought I could live it. Like my
You've never
thing
seen
on
Captain America: Civil War, though.
son, I watch all the things. Dead ass. I mean
Don't
this.
look that bad.
Son,
Can
Can I tell you honestly what my thing was? Is I felt like they were doing it to people in the middle because they're like in the desert. They're not good with water. So I feel like they were reacting way worse to water than normal people would. Whereas I'm comfortable with water, right? I've swam, I've surfed,
You're
I've done all
white,
that
very
shit.
comfortable with water.
I do daily Evian sprays. I'm
Good, bro.
I'm good.
Like,
Yeah,
how is
yeah.
it that different, right?
It's
It's a
neat
mist.
torture.
It's a mist.
It's neat torture.
I don't know what that means, but
neat
I'm with you.
torture.
What?
Well, you
Sure,
can
but
torture
that doesn't
somebody,
make a lot of mess.
Doesn't make a lot of mess. Doesn't.
First of all, it's quite messy.
I would assume
like
that way.
It's quite
There's a
messy.
lot of
Just
splatter.
mop up some
It's
water.
a lot of splatter.
Especially
It's
if you
not
have
blood.
carpet, there's mildew that could happen. There's a lot of things to consider here.
That's on the Residence Inn, though. You know what I mean? The Residence Inn got to handle that.
Yeah.
You gave
Did
me
you
the
guys
room.
film
part of
this?
the pit deposit.
So you're really
This poor Mexican
waterboarding
bitch
them.
is just
Pull it
bringing
up.
towels and towels and towels back to the room because we went through like maybe 30 fucking towels waterboarding, right? You have video of it?
No, not here.
Okay. We're going to put in a dropping in. But I'm not going to lie, bro. So we leaned back on a tub, put the towel over the face, and then we took the coffee pot, filled it with water so that we could just pour the water. Okay?
That's not enough, though, right? You need a straight gallon, yo.
Hey. I tapped out in
was enough.
3.7 seconds. Okay?
It was enough.
Because what I thought was I could breathe. For some reason, I thought I could breathe like this. Like I don't know why. I thought that I could breathe, but it went right up my nose. It went in my mouth, and I was out in fucking 3. Alex did what, 7 seconds?
This is how I know I'm hanging around this motherfucker too long. Because I had the delusion, like, I could get through that shit. Like, I really did think I could get through that shit.
I really thought these terrorists were pussies, son.
You think
I thought
tactics
terrorists were
that, like,
pussies,
the
son.
CIA have come up with?
Son, it's just
Fucking
water.
terrorists. They live in the desert. They don't swim. They don't know water. They're desert people. You're not going to do that on a Puerto Rican or Cuban? You think
Alex,
a Puerto
you should
Rican
know
or
better.
Cuban can't
Andrew, I'm not
waterboard?
surprised at you. Alex, you should know better.
Son, I thought if I just hold my breath for a long time, I'm good.
Son, I tried to hold my breath, and it kept going in my nostrils.
Yeah. I think that's common mentality, 100%. Being like, you're the guy in the back of the room watching somebody bomb
do
on
that.
stage, and you're like,
I could
I'll
do that.
get him.
Yeah,
Nah, because
That's the same
waterboarding also, the way they talked about it
Sounds
sounded
so
like
much
some
fun.
huge shit.
Oh,
No, it sounded
dude.
like they're waterboarding these
I
people.
thought it sounded like
no,
an
no,
activity.
just the term.
I'm trying to go waterboarding.
Yeah.
Man, we out here
boogie
wakeboarding, waterboarding, boogie boarding,
Yeah, that's valid.
I'm
bodyboarding.
about to drop in on this wave, dude. It's gonna be sick.
That's valid, but I mean the way they would talk about it on the news, like Dick Cheney authorized waterboarding. So I thought it was some really like crazy form of torture, and then I'm watching it. I think it was 0 Dark 30 before I fell asleep, and I'm watching. I'm like,
That's what you go to bed.
this shit
bed
don't
watching.
look bad, yo. It's just water on a shirt.
Son, I swear to God, I thought they were reacting to the wasting of water because they're so used to not having water in these parts
That's
of the
why
world.
they kept gasping.
Yeah, they were trying to swallow it.
doing?
Yeah. I thought it was a tease. I was like, they're putting it over their mouth and they're so thirsty they want to drink it, but then they can't because they have the thing covering their mouth. I thought it was an emotional thing, not a physical thing. And I'm telling you, 3 seconds in, I give up all the secrets of America. Every secret of America within 3.7 seconds. I gave the whole shit away. Did I not?
Facts.
Son, I went like this. I went, get off of me! And I was in control of myself. Like no one was holding me down. I literally.
You're pouring your own water.
Stop it! Stop it! What did I do to me? The CIA is located.
Hey, we should have a
Pentagon in Washington, D.C.
The access points at Guantanamo are here.
On anything.
we should have a Patreon waterboarding challenge.
So
See
we
how
should-
long.
We should do
See
that
how
shit.
long you and your homies can go. Don't die. You know what I mean?
No. We're not encouraging anybody at home.
wildly
to do shit.
Yeah.
This is wildly irresponsible.
We're gonna get one blogger murdered. We're gonna get all the patrons killed. Akaash gonna drown the whole asshole army.
Akaash like, Alex, put up the Patreon link right now.
To be
I
fair,
wanna-
they
yo, I
can't,
wanna
they
see how
can't
long we
cancel
could go.
subscription if they did.
I could go more than 7 seconds, I think.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And trust me, I'm that guy. Y'all know I'm that guy. Y'all know I'm that guy where I think I could do anything, right? What happens is this. If you know they're about to drop the water, you can hold your breath and you could do it for as long as you hold your breath. That's fine.
Not even.
It's when you don't know they're going to drop it. You're
the anticipation.
blind. So you like trying to time your breath, and God forbid, like me, you time your first breath with when the water comes. Literally, I sound like a whore. Like that's what it is. Dude, it was bad.
It's bad.
3 seconds.
I've done it as a bit on stage. That was one of the old wave bits that we did.
Really?
Yeah, we did it on Comedy Central. We
Waterboarded yourselves.
yeah. Jamar and Willie waterboarded me. And we only did it for a few seconds, and I got it all up in my nose, and I was
Son,
like,
you and I, we have profound noses.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Yeah.
That counts.
yeah, it does.
That counts.
Bigger passage.
It goes in. You
Yeah.
can't block it.
I know.
There's a little bit more of a bridgeway from the nose to the mouth.
Son, it's
so you got
a
little bit of-
it is
mess.
a
You
tunnel, bro.
A little air package.
No, you
passage?
can't. You can't.
No
Air pocket.
Little air
You
pocket.
can't air
little
pocket. I tried to air pocket, dude. It's an effective way to torture these motherfuckers, man. And like you guys, like, who said that about the cleanup?
I did.
You say the
So
cleanup.
neat.
It's just not bloody. It's like you feel much better about yourself when you waterboard. Like I could waterboard somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think I could like whip you or like hurt
Yeah,
you.
'cause you're
punch
seeing
you.
the blood
Electrocute
come out and
somebody
stuff
and
like
shit.
that. Yeah.
Waterboard is first of all, they already stink. You're just washing them.
And
You know
they
what I
don't
mean? You're just
scream.
fucking washing these people,
It's
right?
not really a scream too because they can't breathe.
It's a gargle. It's a gargle.
Yeah.
It's what we call a U.S. shower. You know what I'm talking
That's
about?
a U.S. shower. That's a
US
freedom shower.
It's a freedom shower. Now here's some dial soap and clean up.
Yeah,
okay?
we got a freedom tower. You get some freedom showers. That's how it's gonna work.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, are there any topics that we can
we
can
got
hit on
plenty.
today? So we are a pseudo sports podcast.
Pseudo, very
Now
very
we're on the
pseudo.
Patreon, so we can let this out. But the idea, the inception of Flagrant 2 was we're in this time where there was so much, cancel culture and political correctness. So we targeted the one demographic of people that we think are unoffendable, which are sports fans, right?
Yeah.
You never seen a Kansas City Chiefs guy like saying, I'm triggered or some shit like that. Right? So it is it's like a beautiful smokescreen to talk about whatever the fuck we want, waterboarding, etc. And conveniently, we enjoy some sports, so we usually have some topics that we touch on every single week. Akash, what are we going to?
We got.
There's a lot, yo. Did you see the Karl Anthony Towns Joel Embiid fight last week?
Oh my god,
that fucking pillow fight.
Yeah, dude. These guys. I mean, like, it's not even real, dude.
The tweets were better than the actual fight.
Yeah.
The tweets were A1. Not gonna hold you on that.
They were going at it.
You can't beat Joel Embiid in the social media war. Like, he's the motherfucking king. He invented the shit.
Did Ben Simmons really tap him out?
That's what
I think
I
that's
was.
debatable, right?
Very debatable. Because amongst first glance, I'm thinking, all right, he's got him in a fucking rear naked choke. In a fish hook or whatever. But on another angle,
He got him in a fish hook?
Yeah, he had him like in the.
No,
is that what
dude.
it's called?
Fish hook is when you get your girl's
Yeah,
mouth and you pull it like that.
Yeah.
So what's it called? The fucking.
That's called a
Rear
naked
naked
choke.
choke?
No, a rear naked choke is like when you're behind them. When you're like hooking them, like that.
I thought it was a headlock.
Whatever, it don't matter.
Headlock, I think.
He's
A little
behind
I know
him.
it's a headlock. Any fucking way.
Yeah.
On another angle, it's like he's. Akash, come over here.
All right, let's do it.
He's holding him like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From one angle, but then you look at it and he's going like this, like whispering in his ear, like
Like,
yo,
chill out. Yeah,
chill
yeah.
out, chill
And I
out.
think Cat is just
But-
angry. That's why he slaps the ground. Not
yeah,
like, yo, I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
breathe.
It wasn't like, oh my god, I can't fucking breathe. It was like,
Yeah.
fuck, I want to fuck this guy up. All right, fuck, all right. But it looked bad, and he didn't get a suspension, which a lot of people thought he should have.
Man,
Ben
fuck
Simmons.
all that. This is pussy ass NBA fights, bro. I can't. It's like I have zero interest.
It was a solid fight though. 2 games.
How long has it been since someone has landed a punch on an NBA floor? Like,
Oh,
these are supposed
God.
to be the most coordinated athletes on the planet.
Chris Childs.
Chris Childs is the
Childs.
last person to land a punch.
Subscribe to Big Apple Buckets. Talk to Chris Childs about this.
Was he
Oh
on it?
yeah.
this
How
past
many
week.
years ago is that now? 20
God
years?
damn, yeah, just about 20 years. 1999.
It's been
2000.
20 years since an NBA
It was
player has
Afro
landed
Kobe,
a punch.
So it was 2000, 2001 around that time.
How are you not landing? You have the
And even that
biggest
punch
targets.
was.
We're not gonna take away from, it, but it was pretty nice.
It was a nice
but
punch.
yeah,
It's the logo. Shout out to him.
but it's just odd. Like, let's not take these NBA fights seriously.
No,
Like,
When
no
was the
one's
last
really
fight?
doing shit.
Was it Draymond?
Oh,
Here's my question though: is anybody better at getting in people's heads than Joel Embiid right now?
yeah, he's good at it.
He's just so fucking annoying, dog.
He's good too, is the thing.
He's good, and that's the quality. of a-
Not good in the way that like Rodman or Draymond is good, where it's like you're defensively good, you get some rebounds.
Yeah.
Joel can
He's
score.
skilled.
He can dominate the game.
Yeah, he's skilled and he's fucking massive. So it's like you're not gonna fucking push him around. So if you want to get physical with him, it's like, all right, we can get physical. He's bigger than fucking everybody, and he can stretch out to 3 and fucking, you know.
This is great.
Man.
Kobe did push it.
Boom.
Boom.
Right in the
Come
jaw.
back. Come back.
Bring it back.
Come
Here
back
it
with
is.
that soda. Oh,
Oh, he gave him a little elbow.
Boom.
but and then,
So I talked to Chris Childs about this, and I
What'd
was
he
like,
say?
yo, put me, you know, in your mind, what was going on. He's like, the whole game, you know, Kobe, what he does to get open is he fucking jabs you with his
Yeah.
elbows like every fucking time when he's trying to like get space. So he jabbed me with a little elbow again. He goes to the ref, and he said, I forgot the ref's name, but he still refs to this day. So it's like, I think it was Monty McCutcheon. He's like, I looked at Monty McCutcheon, and he was like, yo, you gonna do something about these elbows? And he gives me like the shrug emoji, like, what are you gonna do? So he's like, all right. So they go back to the next play down. Kobe does again. Boom, little elbow. Chris Childs says right here, yo, you give me another fucking elbow, I'm gonna knock your ass the fuck out. And that's why he wasn't like, I know people try to give Kobe shit for like throwing like a little weak ass little thing, but that was him basically saying like, you throw
Chris
another.
headbutts him first, but go on.
He did,
Yeah.
but he literally told Kobe like, yo, you throw me with another elbow, I'm gonna fuck you up.
And that's why Kobe.
And
put
that's why he
elbows
gives
in.
him the little that right in his,
Like,
in
what
his
you gonna
mouth,
do?
which is a little better than, you know, me assuming that's how he fights.
Yeah.
So, bang bang, which is what happened. Right then and
But
there.
Kobe didn't. He wasn't able to land a punch though.
No,
was he?
he's
He
too
didn't want no
punch missed.
smoke. He's like, don't hold me back. He was doing a don't hold me back.
Yeah,
shit.
while those two little white refs are
Yeah, yeah,
like,
really.
hey, Mr. Bryant, we need to usher you over here to that side of the court.
Like, Kobe couldn't break away from those two guys if he fucking wanted
It'll be in your
to.
best interest if you keep
Now
walking
look at
backwards.
this fight right here. This tussle.
This little bullshit, too. Look at them.
Oh,
He's just hooking up.
yeah.
Hey guys. Hey,
Sometimes when we touch.
Look at he's hitting him with the dagger.
Oh man,
Where's he?
He's
at?
already laughing.
because they know that nobody's really gonna.
Joel don't
fight.
care, man. He don't take this seriously.
It's 2 games. Like if that's what gets you 2 games, a little fucking headlock, a little fucking. You didn't throw a punch. Why are you shadowboxing?
And they're down by 20. Shut up, Cat. Cat's such a softie, bro.
He's balling this year though.
He's a softie, though. You could break him down in the playoffs in a second. Emotionally, I don't think he's built for the playoffs.
I don't either.
Like
I
you
don't
can
think
get
him
in
or
his
Wiggins is
head.
built
Oh, yeah.
for it.
Say again?
I don't think him or Wiggins is built for it.
Yeah.
Oh, Wiggins has been a lost cause.
I don't know if Wiggins built for regular season.
Yeah, like,
either. I don't know what Wiggins is
I
built for.
thought he could have been an effective number 2.
Though I was a Wiggins fan coming out of high school.
I
High
would have
school and
wanted
college,
him to
thought
see.
he
I
was
would have
really
wanted to
good.
see him with LeBron. I thought maybe LeBron could make him into a good number 2.
Because
Play defense.
I feel like he
contribute.
was given way too much responsibility. Like I think Cat being there and who else? I think Butler was there for a little bit. I think that helped him a little while. But if he was with LeBron, I think he's a completely different player. Like I think he becomes a little bit more of an alpha. He doesn't fucking turn into a bitch anytime anybody steps to him. He doesn't take terrible shots. He just becomes a nice 3-and-D guy who cuts to the rim, who's athletic finisher, does all this shit. He accentuates your positives. That's
Wiggins.
what LeBron does. Yeah, Wiggins.
Yeah.
If he played with LeBron, but I think that kind of fucked him.
Yeah.
Being
3-and-D
in
guy could be good. He could be a Bruce Bowen.
Yeah, a
Use
little
the
better than Bruce
athleticism.
Bowen. He could be like a Trevor Ariza. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cam Newton retired. Or not retired. Sorry, he's gonna end up probably retiring, but he's not playing for the rest of the year. And I think they said he was gonna get cut by.
Wait, you think
Oh, he's done
gonna
done for
retire?
the season. Done for
Yeah,
the
he's
season.
a
Not gonna
year.
retire. Sorry, he's done for the season. And where does he go after this? Is he gonna retire? I still think the Bears should take a flyer on him.
Yo.
Obviously,
Immediately the first thing I thought was like he should go to Chicago Bears. He should go to the Chicago Bears. That team is built for him. Like they are a quarterback away. Mr. Trubisky is fucking trash. And he's
Cam ain't good, but he gotta be better than Trubisky.
He's
Cam's not
definitely
as good as he
better.
used to be.
He's definitely
He
better.
seems legit beat up and like legit a little broken, but give him a year off. My shouts to Brian, captain. He was saying I would trade him I would offer a 7th right now before Chicago waives him or whatever, and somebody else can pick him up.
Oh, for
Just
sure.
throw the pick now. It's a 7th. Who gives a fuck?
I absolutely wouldn't fucking, And the good thing about him going to Chicago is that he doesn't have to
No
carry
pressure.
as much of the load that he did in Carolina. He did so much for that team. He's almost
Actually, if you compare what Carolina was when they went 15-1 to what Chicago is now, it's pretty similar defensively.
yeah. Oh wow.
Now, is
Wow.
Mitch shitty because the O-line is shitty?
No, he's
and-
just shitty.
I think that's Baker's problem.
Yeah,
I think
Baker's
Baker's
problem.
struggling because his O-line sucks.
And Sam Darnold too.
And Sam Darnold is going to struggle because his O-line sucks.
But you think Trubisky, for whatever reason, is actually
He's just
horrible
misses.
and his O-line is good?
I think his peak is like average.
I guess
maybe
what I'm trying
above
to say
average,
is,
but like
if you put Cam in that situation where he doesn't have
will he
any
be okay?
protection, is he going to be okay?
I think him with whatever protection versus Mitch with the same protection Cam would still be better.
So then what is it that Cam can't do?
Right now he's just
Stay healthy.
hurt.
That's all it is. If
He
he's-
took a
if
ton
he's-
of punishment.
Yeah.
They ran him like a running back, and that's when they were their best.
Right.
This is kind of the catch-22 of any running quarterback is like, look, if we're the best when we run you, we're going to run you, but you're also going to take a lot of hits. And Cam was such a big motherfucker,
They
it
thought
always
he
seemed
could
like he
handle
was
it.
unaffected by it. He would run linebackers over, like he bigger than most linebackers.
Yeah.
But over time, that adds up. And there was also kind of a Shaq effect for a little while where, like, calls that would be fouls on other quarterbacks weren't fouls on Cam because he's
Very
so big.
true. Yeah, very true.
And it's just like, he's fine.
So that's compounded punishment.
And that's compounded punishment, yeah.
'Cause now you got guys taking shots on him that they normally wouldn't take.
Yo,
where they feel more comfortable.
I think that after they lost the Super Bowl, which I think that still he hasn't been the same
Yeah,
mentally
he
since
broke
that game.
him emotionally.
But then the season opener the next year, I think was against the Broncos again, and everybody was like, I didn't watch the game, but every write-up I read was like, this guy got physically assaulted. Like, this should be a crime what happened.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was a single roughing the penalty called. The
Yeah.
roughing the passer
passer.
penalty.
Yeah, because he's a big motherfucker, and I guess like referees look. You said it perfectly. It's a Shaq effect where it's like, dude, these are fouls. Don't look at him just because he's Cam Newton or Shaquille O'Neal that these aren't fouls. These are fucking fouls. Call it like you call any other quarterback. The Trubisky thing is tough too because not only is he bad, they passed up on Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun
And I think
Watson.
mentally that's making
And
the
that
fan base
definitely-
more upset, and that's fucking with them more. Yeah, that's a hard position for a young person to play as quarterback.
It's one thing to pass him by, but they traded up past
That's even
him
worse.
to get him. They were like, oh no, we've seen everybody. We can get Mahomes and Watson, but this is the guy. We'll give you assets to go get him, and you're not even close to these two.
What is
That's
it
bad.
what is it that changes from the college game to the pro game in terms of effectiveness?
It's faster.
It's faster.
Right, but like it's not like you threw the ball slower in college, right? Like it's not like you were less accurate in college, right? Like
Accuracy becomes that much more important.
So, but they had to know that he wasn't that accurate, right? Like you can tell a quarterback's accuracy in college.
Yeah.
Now, granted, maybe he can't throw the ball as far, but that's the thing that is tangible.
And that's why I don't understand. If they always say the number one thing you can tell is if a quarterback is accurate, that's a good sign. Or that's a good indicator.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wasn't that accurate.
That's what they said about Daniel Jones. Like, for all the shit that they didn't really like about him, and
They're like, he's accurate.
He's super fucking accurate.
Okay, so
he's
then
gonna be all
if
right.
we give him real weapons, and he can get the ball, there. Unlike at Duke, I imagine he didn't have that good guys around him, et cetera. And I think that was the upside with Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I guess what I don't understand about this Trubisky thing is like, what has deteriorated, or what was exceptional in college that just doesn't work in the league outside of accuracy?
Let's not get
you
it
can
twisted.
tell about accuracy.
Let's not get it twisted. Like, his first 2 years, he wasn't bad.
Right.
Like, he was all right. Like, you can see why they traded up to get him. But
still number 3. Even at the time, as he was climbing up, like I kept up with the draft for a couple years. As he was going, I was like, how? I didn't read any unanimous like, this guy's going to be something. And Deshaun kept falling, and people kept being like, I guess he throws a lot of interceptions, but a lot of times there's just like this general feeling that just seems to permeate throughout the league, and then everybody just kind of buys it, like Lamar Jackson falling to number 30. Everybody just kind of bought that he wasn't going to be a good quarterback. Deshaun Watson falling, Mitch Trubisky climbing, and I couldn't understand for the life of me.
The Deshaun thing was like, he's black, but he's not fast.
yeah.
Right?
And
That was
funny
the
thing is
Deshaun
he's
thing,
fast. Like,
right?
He's fast enough.
But it wasn't like, okay, here's this black quarterback, but he's not mobile.
But he's not a running quarterback.
Yeah, like what's going on
yeah,
here?
yeah.
Okay, let's take the safe bet with the white guy who's got the arm.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah, I said this to Kaz. I think it was the episode where you were in Australia, but like weirdly, I think Mitch, if you're white and mobile, it's like a big, like, oh shit, this guy's mobile.
Yeah.
It's like a big upgrade. Whereas if you're
Like
black and
Josh
mobile, it
Allen.
almost like drops you. It's like, he's just a running quarterback.
Yeah. And that's what they looked at with Lamar Jackson. And it's weird because it's like, you look at the dude's accolades, and for some reason, I honestly think, now that I think about it,
I thought he'd be good. I didn't think he'd be this good this fast.
dog,
Kaz from Rip was
from
saying,
Rip, I'm like, this dude's the fucking one, bro. Like, ever since Louisville, like, yeah, he might have missed some people, but the numbers this dude was putting up just made no fucking sense. And every time he was on national TV or had like a big fucking game, he always showed the fuck out. But with the thing that's weird about the who the fuck were we just talking about?
Mitch
Trubisky shit. And I think with just scouting in general is that I think it's a big 90s thing. Like back in the day when people won the Heisman and they were like the quarterback for the national championship team, for some reason they didn't really project well as pro quarterbacks.
Right.
For some reason. And I think
because the offenses were very different.
Offenses were very different. And I feel like now that I think about it, a lot of these scouts are still these same old scouts that don't realize that the game has fucking evolved. And running isn't a detriment. Not saying like somebody's a running quarterback isn't a detriment anymore. Like you look at Russell Wilson, he went like 4th round,
Yeah.
5th round, and that's only because he was short. Like he had every single accolade. He checked out every fucking measurable, everything like that. But they're like, oh well, he's only 6'1", he's only 6'2", he can't do that. And
I mean,
fast forward 10 years later,
it's only
Kyler
a
Murray
matter
goes
of
number 1
time.
overall.
Right? It's only a matter of time before your quarterback has to be able to run, right? I think this is just what happens in sports, whereas back in the day, if your power forward could shoot, that was cool, but it wasn't mandatory. There, a guy like
interesting.
Dennis
Yeah.
Rodman could exist in the league strictly to defend and rebound,
Yeah.
right? Same with centers. And now it's like, you're a 4 and you can't shoot
You
a
gotta stretch the
3
floor.
off the dribble.
Five's gotta shoot
Even
now.
5's got to shoot. So I think what happens is eventually you have so much talent, right?
Yeah.
And the guys that can only throw will be weeded out, and you'll
Yeah.
have the guys that can throw and run. Running just won't be their main objective. And I think that's what happened when we had the running quarterbacks back in the day. It was like they're actually maybe better at running than they were throwing.
Yeah.
So
like,
we-
Vic
so
was
we
definitely
leaned
a better
on it.
runner than thrower.
Yeah.
He had a
But Vic had a
monster
cannon,
arm.
bro.
Cannon,
And-
but
just
wasn't
wasn't
accurate.
accurate.
Couldn't make the reads. Dog.
But when he had a good quarterback coach, right? When he had Andy Reid
Yeah.
in Philly, he played well.
Yeah.
He played
ball
well.
He
out.
played well.
Yeah,
so
They
it's
had
like,
weapons.
and he had weapons, but it's like it's almost like I would have loved to see a good, strong quarterback coach with him early in his career.
Yeah, that's a huge deal,
curate
man.
him,
The
yeah.
infrastructure of any player athlete is huge.
Yeah.
And for quarterbacks especially. And I think they're talking about Daniel Jones. Steve Young was talking about it maybe, but like it's one thing to see the receivers and read the routes and read the DBs and where they're going, but then on top, you have to look up at all times and look in front of you at all times and on the left and right of you at all times. Like there's so much you got to do so fast. And we've talked about this. The windows of being open in college is this big, and the window of being open in the pros is this big. So like it's just so much is different. Everything is faster. Everything is tighter window. And I think a lot of it is you don't know. That's why it's like a draft is kind of a crapshoot. You don't know who's going to be able to make that adjustment and who's not. I'm trying to liken it to comedy, but I can't think of a parallel. It's like
I don't know. Look, again, I don't know what it's like to fucking draft an NFL player. I just feel like at this point we should be able to predict a little better, and we should include our offensive line strength in that prediction. For example, if we're bringing in a guy named Baker Mayfield that we know and believe is good, but we think our offensive line is trash, don't put him out there.
Well, here's where the GM, and this is shouts to Brian. I was watching the Browns game with him for a little while, and he's not always right about football or whatever, but I trust him. And we're watching Baker, and I'm like, what do you think is going on? He goes, Baker just seems jumpy. And I
'Cause he has
remember,
no confidence he's going to be protected.
and I remember watching the Cowboys in Dak's second year. There was one game where he got sacked by one player 6 times, and I think 8 times overall. Like it was unreal. And then the rest of that season he struggled, and then early in the next season he struggled. And then he said to they do the pregame interviews or whatever, like the night before. The commentators were saying in the middle of his 3rd year now, so a year later, Dak told us he finally feels like he's over that game. Because you have a mental clock as a quarterback, and when you get sacked a bunch of times in one game or a bunch of times over and over, that mental clock starts to get fucked with. You start getting real jumpy. You can't set your feet like you would for a throw normally. You can't, you know what I mean? You're just constantly worried you're going to get crushed, you're going to lose the ball, whatever, and that fucks you up. So, yes, if you got a young quarterback, they had a left tackle, Joe Thomas, who's like a legend, short shot Hall of Famer.
Tomahawk
he retired.
podcast.
They didn't
Fuck with Joe
replace him.
Thomas.
They traded their first rounder for Odell. Fine. I guess that's fine. You probably should have replaced him. Then they had a guard they traded to get a defensive player from New York. So you just lost 40% of your starting offensive line, and you didn't really replace them.
And Baker can't complain about it because then the offensive line that's there won't,
Yeah.
won't
What do you-
fight
Won't
Yeah.
block for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of what happened with Darnold too. Like
The
they
guys
were
who are protecting me suck. You can't say
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? It's like you're trusting those guys with your life, like so
Yeah.
people don't steamroll you
Can't
every
say
time you play.
you hate your bodyguards, so you got new, better bodyguards.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
So he's got to sit there and take it. And it is a vulnerable position in that every time you hike the ball, you have the potential to tear your ACL.
yeah. You get Joe Theismann out this bitch.
In the worst way possible. Joe Theismann, everybody listen, had experienced a gruesome leg injury at the hand of LT, where his bone snapped in half.
Literally
It was
bent,
sticking
yeah,
out,
90-degree
of the side.
angle.
Yeah, just gnarly. And then, crazily enough, at the exact same day that happened, the exact same 2 teams playing, that same injury occurred.
Oh yeah.
With another quarterback. Who was it?
Have you seen those videos side by
Side by side,
It's
it was
so
gnarly.
weird.
I think we even talked about it. This is last year it happened.
Maybe Washington.
was the
Oh,
quarterback?
Alex Smith got his
Alex
ankle
Smith.
fucked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
It was to the day. Same teams play. It was just like
And then he
this
fucking
crazy
tweeted it out
anomaly.
too.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy.
You know a wild
I
ass
remember.
story about that Joe about Lawrence Taylor. He went to go visit Joe Theismann in the hospital that night.
Yeah.
And then Joe was like, "They're saying I'm never gonna play again." And then Lawrence goes, "Well, Joe, I never do anything halfway."
I respect that.
You got it. You gotta own it.
I think we should get a little update while we're here on Akaash's wedding plans because we have someone who's married and has been through it in the room right now.
Okay,
Yep.
bro.
Jeremiah Watkins. Now,
So
Akaash
wedding
is going
expert
through it.
Jeremiah Watkins here.
Yes. Did you have a real wedding?
We had like 150 people there.
Oh, that's a real
That's
wedding.
a real wedding.
Yeah.
That's a real
For
wedding.
Indian standards, would that be small?
That's minimal.
No, it's small. Yeah, well, we pushing 300 right now.
Wow.
It's not a game.
I need
man.
2, by the way. I need +2.
+2.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need a +1, sir.
I need +2, dog.
You got a +1 locked.
Dude, I might need +3.
Whoa.
I need +3.
Schultzy rolling.
Is it the way I'm rolling in? I'm
Yeah.
rolling in fucking Indian about it,
Yeah,
dude.
he's being carried on pillows.
You bring
Real talk. We are
bringing
going
Indians?
full in. Say what?
you bringing
I'll
Indians?
paint them.
All right. Okay.
Paint them. I'll get them Trudeau'd
Yo,
up. We're gonna
yo,
be good
I got
in there.
You. I got you.
I might need +3.
+3.
That's
I got
my
you.
girl,
+3. Your
two
girl,
others.
Alex and Kaz. Let's go.
So
Word.
So you're not gonna let.
I might give you a +4 so Jazz can come.
Thank
Yo.
you. Thank you. Appreciate that,
but
bro.
okay,
Shit.
so we have 300. Now Akaash is very stressed out by the price gouging that exists in a
It is
wedding.
fucking criminal.
Egregious.
Yes, it's insane. That's where it becomes a business. I mean,
Yeah.
everything is hiked up. If you don't have friends helping you out doing different things like the photography and or like the flowers, you get
What?
raped.
Wait. I see Eden shaking.
See
his head.
Eden shaking his head
Ed,
over there.
I told Eden to film it, to do
He said he won't
videography,
do
and
it?
he was like, "Nah, I want to be." At
I
your
don't
wedding."
do weddings at all.
Really?
Yeah,
Why is that?
At all. No, I just don't do weddings. I really just don't.
It
can't help
actually
your man's
isn't
pocket.
Who
as
did your engagement pictures for free?
Eden.
All right.
Oh
All
shit!
right.
Yeah,
There
I'm
you
not
go.
tripping. It isn't as crazy expensive to do videography. I think the photography. I was like,
Photography is
"Who the
up there.
fuck do you think you are?"
Yeah,
But why do
photography's
you
really
need a
up.
photographer at a wedding?
I
Everybody's
don't
got
know.
their phone.
You don't need any of it, yo.
You don't
Yeah.
need it, but
Indians
it's
got motherfucking wildlife at our weddings. It's like a thing, man. You don't
And this
need
is
that.
one of your many reincarnated weddings.
I'm
I don't
saying.
understand.
You're gonna get more.
Bro, over your 9 lives, how many lives do Indians get? Or is that just cats?
You keep getting them until you fuck up.
Okay, so
Until you
over
do it
your
right, I mean.
7 lives,
Yeah.
you're going to spend most of it planning a wedding when you really think about it, right?
No,
Not
you're
to
spending-
mention
you're
the
spending-
divorces.
Not to mention the divorces.
Nah, we don't do that. We throw the bitch in the fire. We good.
The old-fashioned way. So, but wait a minute. When you come back, you might not come back as human.
Nah, I think I would, but I'd probably be gay if I
Dude,
was smarter.
Can I be
So
honest
you
with
come
you?
back as human.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
How annoying must it be? You come back in the next life as an elephant, and you're like, "Thank God, I don't got to do this wedding shit." And then all of a sudden, your fucking caretaker is like, "Let's go, Peanut. It's time to fucking walk these idiots into this Indian wedding." It's like you cannot get away
You're a
from
wedding
your-
elephant.
Yeah, you're a fucking wedding elephant, dude. You cannot. Okay, so what does Akaash do to save a little, bro? He's got to
Okay.
save a
And
little.
I
some
don't
money,
got,
bro.
neither one of us got rich parents, so we're coming out of
That's-
pocket a lot.
Yeah. So, photography is big. If you can get somebody to, like, we didn't do any video. We just did photography. The reason why it's so expensive is because it's one of the few things that people still want photos printed out of. It's one, you have a book. Anytime you get married, you have books. Like, you have at least one book, and then you have copies that you send to all the family involved, all of, like, the close friends, everybody involved with the wedding. So that's when it starts getting expensive, because the photographer factors that in. Like, my photos are, like, being used for X, Y, and Z, not just, like, thrown up on Facebook or Instagram or something. That's where the
interesting.
business
Bro,
comes
there
in.
was one, and I didn't put it together at the time. One of my family friends got married. Her photographer would have the website with all the pictures, and you had to download it
Yes.
and pay for it
Yes.
to get the watermark off.
Yeah, it's like the wedding photographers are like the wire image people, like the
Getty shit?
the Getty images.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So because it's going around,
They're fucking mobsters, yo.
but you know what? They're comedians.
Well, that's
Because
the
when
thing.
we go to a spot at the fucking...
That's their headlining gig, dude.
Yeah.
That's
What
their
we
headline.
do is hard.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Watch Surprise go mad fucking
Oh,
up for
you're
you.
not helping yourself out.
I don't give a fuck.
You're not helping yourself,
I don't
buddy.
give a fuck.
Yes, you do. You really
How
give
much
a
higher
fuck.
can you take it?
really
The only
give a fuck.
the only
How much
photographer.
higher can you
That's
take
what we're
it?
talking about, because you really
Yeah,
give a
he's a
You know these motherfuckers
Akaash, before we
charge?
started, he's triggered by a wedding ring. Before we started, he saw the ring on Jeremiah Watkins. Oh, so you've been through this shit. Okay, all right.
Bro, I'm a war vet out here.
Yeah.
And you haven't even gone to war yet.
PTSD.
You got PTSD without even having the
Son,
wedding.
we added
up
up the
in cold
cost the
sweats.
other
What are
day.
you at?
I can't even.
Say it.
Say
I
it.
can't
You gotta
even.
say
Come
it.
on.
At least let me know the
It's
cost of
Patreon.
photography.
No, fuck that.
It's
Give us the whole
Patreon.
thing.
We pushing 6
You're pushing 6 what?
figures.
Figures?
Figures, and
For the
we are
entire
spending.
wedding?
You
Is
know
that a
it's-
hard R?
Bro,
on
you know that's a
figures?
lot. Dude, that's how you know he meant it, bro, because he said the N-word. He said the N-word.
Figures.
Bro,
said figures.
Let me tell you, there's
What
way
was
too many
that?
figures.
This nigga's tripping, bro.
Whoa, there's a lot of figures over here.
These figures wildin', bro.
We never should have gave these figures so much power.
This is the only figures that take the property value up.
We're not there. We're not there, but we're not super far. Like
Oh, and you know you're going to spend more. Like if you're at 90 now,
so far,
add a
so
cushion.
far we got all the vendors locked. My girl been mad on top of it, and this is a flagrant.
Don't know what
thought.
that means.
It's like you got to get the videographer, the photographer, the makeup,
That's
the
a
planner.
vendor.
All these guys, yeah. Anybody that fucking financially ass fucks you in a wedding, we got all those guys locked.
Jeez.
We just I gotta pay out deposits now. You gotta give half up front. These fucking criminals.
How much are you paying for photography? Say it.
We have not fully finalized. The cheapest we're seeing is $5 for just pictures.
5 what?
$5,000
I
for
would never do
just
that.
pictures.
I would take your pictures if I can bring +6. If I can bring +6, I will
Solid
bring.
deal.
I will take the photos. I will set
Solid
up a
deal.
photo booth.
Yeah.
I will take the photos.
Bring
I
an
have a
HP
camera.
desk.
You know how
Yeah, he's
good
gonna
I
start
got the
printing
whole
off
thing.
the photos.
I'll print them
These
out right
iPhone
there.
cameras are fucking amazing.
What are
I
they
have a
offering for
brand new
5K?
Say again.
Oh, now you interested?
No. I really, no. I don't
Fuck
know.
up, yo.
I mean, I'm saying 5K.
He's like,
I'm
I got
saying
an offer for you.
5K.
$4.99.
Because Jeremiah, how much you pay? Well, you didn't do photos. How much did you pay for photos?
No, he did do photos.
I had a buddy who gave me like a rate, so it was less than that.
See?
That's the
That's what I'm
the
saying.
one.
Five is
You gotta tap into all
actually
the
high
friends,
in
bro.
actually.
You work
Because-
in media
no,
now.
but
Like
here's
you
the
should
thing.
know. Like
It's
you
a-
should have a photo.
It's an
hookup.
hourly rate, right? And it's an Indian wedding, so you got the fucking, you got the morning, and then you got the night, and they charge me hourly. They're like, I'm gonna be there for like 17 hours.
Yeah,
and
you should
then
mention that it's more than one day. That's another thing.
Oh my god.
I'm not even paying for the first day.
Oh
it's only
shit!
the second
No,
day.
that's what I'm saying. That's a high rate.
Okay,
But the
let's slow
second
down.
day is a full day.
Can
You're
I say?
gonna,
Can I say
Yeah.
something? Can I help you out? And I want to be your
yes,
friend. I want to help
absolutely,
you out.
absolutely.
I will take a picture of you right now.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me if you think that his wedding quality.
Who cares what I think?
Listen, we're gonna send it to your girl
Send it
right
to-
now.
send it to
We're gonna
wifey.
but I want both of you to stand there as if you're gonna get married, look into each other's eyes.
Okay.
And I will take a picture. I will take a picture of you.
Look at each other's eyes.
Look at. Hold on. Listen.
eyes so
This is
beautiful,
very
man.
good. That's very good. Get locked in. Get locked in.
You get an angle, please?
Hold on. No, I got this. I
Come
got
on,
this.
man.
Okay.
You
This
got
is.
big gut.
Hold on. This is very good. This is very good. Alex, how did you do that thing where you made it just focus on the people? Portrait.
Fucking hurry
Okay.
up,
Just go.
bro.
Just go.
picture.
Just go.
Hands
Hold
are
on.
mad soft.
Hold on. Can I get into the? I need to get it. Okay. I need you guys a little bit closer. I need you guys a little bit closer.
Okay, get the
I need
light.
you guys-
Get the light
Hey,
set up.
Jeremiah, can you be my light set up,
Yeah,
please?
yeah.
If you could just focus the light. Now hold each other.
How you do?
Okay. Okay. Listen.
this is
Hold
good,
on one
guys.
second.
This
Hold
is
on one
good.
second. I need you to drop your shoulders a little bit. Akash, your shoulders are hiked. That's why your back is always hurting. Now this is good right here. No. Now straight face, like this. Kaz, this is very good. Akash, I need you to tilt your head a little to your right. Stop right there.
And act like this is your day,
This is your day. Hold on. Look at each other. One look
Now
at each other.
in the eyes.
This is good. Wait a minute. Now I need one facing each other. One facing each other. One facing each other. Okay. And then I want Akash. I want you to slowly swallow his cock. Okay.
So
These-
if this was Kaz coming from SNY, he'd have the same amount of makeup that his.
Yo, low key, bro.
Bro.
Low key. Look at the raw emotion I
That is a
captured,
beautiful
bro.
photo,
Look
bro.
at the raw emotion
really
I
good.
captured,
Yo,
bro.
could you
Yo, how
send
you
that-
gonna be a
could you
groomsman
send that
and
to
photographer
Edit?
though?
Put
Say
that-
what?
How you gonna be a groomsman
get the
and
office-
photographer?
I'm gonna send you this. I multitask, bro. Let me save you some money. I'll do this for $4,000. I'll take all your wedding photography for $4,000. Which
Not
one
gonna
am I
lie.
sending it to?
Beautiful
Airdrop
photo.
to the LSN.
Beautiful photo.
Son, can I do it? Can I do it?
Yeah, man.
Save the few bucks, bro.
I want to send this to you, and you can send it to your girl. And I want you to say, listen, we got a wedding photographer that I think will do the job. Okay, send this to your girl right now, Akash.
With no context.
Can I airdrop to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's not airdrop, and you don't have your airdrop on.
Why are you mad high maintenance today?
Son.
You snapped at all three of us.
I'm not gonna
Coffee.
front. This is mad cute.
The phone.
Son, I be butt.
Oh, look at
That's a
that.
cute
Come
ass
on.
Emotion,
That's a
bro.
cute ass
picture.
Look
Look
at
at
the emotion, dude.
You know that looks like his hand is doing something behind Akaash and his eyes are bugging. He's like, Akaash is like, I thought we were waiting until after the wedding.
Yo, that's the real fish hook right there.
Son, get your fucking airdrop on, dog.
Oh my
Dude, look at your eyes that I captured. Look at your eyes. Look how beautiful your eyes look.
Eyes are
dog.
beautiful, yo.
I fucking made your eyes look beautiful.
Oh, you
Here we
look
go.
like the Ring.
Is it coming in?
Oh, man.
Now, I focused more on Akaash on that one. I could obviously done more for the other one.
I appreciate
if
that.
I wanted to.
I like
Appreciate
how
that. Just
Schulz, I like how
Photoshop
you're
me
still
in.
pitching like, hey, this is still on the table.
Son,
Nah, but so,
I mean, look at that, dude. Look at that fucking
son,
beautiful.
that is beautiful.
That
Akash.
is.
No, but
beautiful, I'm
Akash,
not
what's
gonna
the
lie.
message you're gonna send to your girl? Like,
Did you get
I
it?
said-
Please
yeah,
send it.
no, I'm gonna send it to my girl.
Do it
and
now
I'm
while
saying
we're doing
Andrew
it.
will do
Yeah,
this.
now.
Andrew will take these pictures.
no.
Don't
Just be
say
like,
it's
yo,
me.
I found another photographer. Here's an example.
Do
of
you
his
think
work.
she's that fucking stupid that she
just
knows we're
try
recording the podcast?
Just try
It's gonna be
it.
a
Yo,
picture of
son,
Kaz
yo,
and
yo.
me.
Yo,
You
yo.
act like women know logic nowadays.
Yeah,
like,
son.
come on, son. Logic.
Son, just send it. Send it. Listen, babe, we have another photographer on the line. Say we have him on the line. Look at
Okay.
this picture. He took some photos with us.
All right.
Kaz stepped in for you. What do you think? I mean, look at the fucking. Look how sharp we could see the ash on Kaz's hands, dude. This is like next level.
First off, that's
Nah,
not
that's good
ash,
moisture
right? I'm about
right
to say,
there,
I'm
son.
moist.
Good job,
Shit,
son.
boy.
Oh shit, my bad.
I hit the cocoa
can't
button
show
today, boy.
My bad. That's on me.
I
That's
look
on
like
me.
Andrew in the hand.
Okay, so look.
I look high as shit.
Son, low key, these are nice photos.
These
I ain't
are
even
pretty
gonna
nice
lie.
photos. Not gonna lie.
I'm not juicing them. I'm not juicing you.
Yo.
These are nice photos.
Hey, I'll only charge 1,000 for lighting.
Okay, so here's the situation. He has all that shit paid for, so then he can't save any more money. What can he save money on, dude?
Do you know anybody who can help you out with flowers or arrangement on that side? Because that's where it gets really expensive.
We're not even using real flowers. You don't
It's
think
already that
You don't
expensive
think
with-
I've thought of every way to save money? Here's what's fucking the finances.
Yeah.
300 people. So for the reception, we're at $275 to $3
Who
something.
knows
Yeah.
300 people? I don't even.
Indians, dog. That's
who are
half
you-
my
Can
family.
we talk about who you're inviting? Let's talk about that. Let's clip some of these people away.
Some
I don't think
motherfuckers
we need
gotta
all
go.
these
all
Indians.
y'all?
Okay, obviously there's us.
Plus
We're all
ones.
coming, clearly.
Plus ones.
Alex
Okay.
plus one is Wheezy.
Okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
Your wife might get taken now.
Hey man,
Son.
that's fine. As long as she helps with
Save
the
me some
bill.
money. Word, like they on tour.
Okay, so go on.
Family.
You have 100 people that you want to invite that are part of your family?
I'm leaving people out.
See,
I
I'm
just-
I'm
it's
literally on the
mind-boggling
opposite side of the spectrum. I have no real blood cousins. Isn't that weird? I have no. They're all like step or like
They're
Yeah,
all
Family
they're all
friends
step
and
cousins.
stuff.
You know
That's
what I mean?
the whitest
It is. It
sixth
is.
sentence I've ever
Yep.
said on this podcast.
Wait, wait.
How many cousins you got?
Explain this to me.
Okay,
Hold on one
it's
second.
different.
Explain this to me.
Okay, so my mom and dad, out of their siblings, were
Yeah.
the only ones who had their own children.
Right.
Everybody else married into marriages who they already had kids already. Like it's really like the way it worked out. So like there's no blood cousins that I have.
Whoa.
Yep, the lineage is
So you are keeping the Watkins name alive.
my brother and I.
It dies with y'all.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure, baby.
Get the
Yep.
splashing.
Yep.
You got the splashing already? You got kids?
Hitting, bro.
No, I don't have kids.
Oh, you
You're
gotta
not
get the
going for it?
splashing.
I'm not going for it right now. I mean, my wife wants us to.
Really?
Yeah.
Go for it,
I
dog.
gotta sneeze real bad, but it's not coming out. I wasn't having a bad reaction to you not wanting kids. I just looked disgusted.
tearing up.
Wait, you don't want
Why did you? We're talking about Akash's beautiful wedding. His wife, and you won't have kids yet?
I started tearing and my face like crinkled, and I was like, "Oh, he's gonna think a different thing is happening right now."
Wait, you don't want kids ever?
No,
Or just
no,
right now?
we'll have them eventually.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's timing. It's timing.
Yes, we're trying to align the timing.
Yeah.
Damn, you're gonna spend $100,000 to hang out with people who already like you. This is stupid.
Because you can't. Who you cutting?
Honestly,
I tried to cut you. That shit didn't go well. You know what I mean?
honestly, I'm out, bro. How much does it save if I don't go?
No.
It'll save $150 maybe.
Give me $75. I won't go to your wedding. Son, you start paying
People to not come to the wedding.
You give me 75. Wait, plus my girl, right?
Yeah.
75 each.
It's
I guess
each?
$110.
So it's 150 each.
115.
No, it's about 90 each.
90 each. So that's $180.
Actually, no. Here's what's fucking up
Oh,
the
you
cost.
having the good food at the wedding.
No, the food gonna be slamming
That's
at the
the only
reception.
reason why
But
we go
here's
to
why
weddings.
the wedding is gonna be so
Food
crazy
and drinks,
expensive. If we just had like a reception,
Is it open bar?
yeah, man, come
Gotta have a
Whole night.
You gotta have a cash bar at
Maybe
a
whole
wedding.
night or hourly.
on, bro, a 5-hour open bar, dog. We Indians, we
5
don't fuck
hours.
around.
You
5
see?
hours. You got
5
cheap.
hours, son.
You're getting
cheap
tall.
on that shit.
The
Hey.
whole reception is 7 to 12:30.
Yeah, that's
So that
perfect.
last half hour is when we really trying to get crunk and we gonna have to pay.
You know what
So
we
start
did?
the open bar at 7:30. Go.
Okay, this is what we did. Get in there, Jeremiah.
Real
we
talk.
about to
Real
body
talk.
it.
This is how you know it's an Indian wedding.
Yeah.
We're telling people to get there 30 minutes before the shit actually starts because we know everyone will be late.
Indians run late.
Indians, mad late.
It's colorful.
I didn't know that as a
Before-
stereotype.
Before, because we don't care about black people, so we call it Indian Standard Time.
Yeah.
IST.
Wow, really?
That's what Indians call it.
Maybe
yeah, they're
that's where
always
the
late.
name 7-Eleven comes from. I'll be there at 7 or 11.
Finally makes sense.
It all makes sense now.
Bro. Oh, that's great. Holy shit.
I'll be right back.
You got the runs?
Yeah, get diarrhea.
That was descriptive.
Son, just say bathroom breaks, huh? Right? Golly.
Watch how y'all talk about my boo, yo.
We
Say what?
all
Okay.
know that's just an excuse so he could text for a long
Yeah,
time.
right? Yeah. He's responding to that long text message.
Anyway.
What costs
so
so
we-
much though is it's basically 2 weddings. Like there's 2 ceremonies. The night before y'all gonna have some shit.
You got your ceremony and then your Muslim girl ceremony.
No.
So how much is the Muslim girl ceremony?
No. Not ceremonies. We do have
Right.
2 separate ceremonies. That's not going to cost a lot.
Yeah.
There's basically 2 different receptions.
Ceremony.
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 Say reception. It's 2
Ceremony.
receptions.
Ceremony.
Ceremony.
Wait, so, I got you. Don't go ahead.
No, you can't.
Ceremony.
You're not going to knock him off of it.
Yo.
You got to let him dig in.
Ceremony. Ceremony. Bro, that's why it's so expensive. It's got money in it, bro. This shit gonna be costly.
bro.
Ceremony.
Yo, the ceremony, that's the party part after, right?
Yo,
How do you-
y'all having 2 parties.
Say
Friday
it.
party,
Say
Saturday
it in
party.
a
Okay.
Indian Muslim accent. Say ceremony.
Allah.
That's how he gets into it. That's how.
I had to get it down first.
Yo, son.
You gotta get in
that's,
character.
That's his park the car in Harvard Yard. That's what he did.
Yo, do you think, you know how they used to like blow up terrorist weddings and shit? You know what I mean? Like there was a terrorist would go to like a wedding from their family member, and in order to kill the terrorist, you just blow up the whole wedding.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's like anybody at that wedding who had to pay for it? Like, man, if somebody got to blow it up, today's the day. You know, like when you know when you didn't do your homework, you're like, oh, we get a snow
Snow
day.
day.
Yeah.
That's their blow day, right? Like it's like maybe we don't have to pay back these goats if we get fucking destroyed by the U.S. Like,
Man, bro, I'd be so heated because you got to pay half up front and half day of. So I'd be like, I paid all this fucking money, and y'all ain't gonna let me enjoy this fucking
Low-key?
food.
I'm not paying shit until we make it through the wedding. Like if you got an ISIS wedding, I'm not paying nothing until after that wedding, bro. No?
I mean,
Chance of an ISIS wedding getting blown up.
yeah, you're right.
Right?
It should be after, at least after the second I do.
100% I'm not paying until after the ceremony. I can't pay until the, because what happens if you pay them right during the ceremony? There's a fucking a barbecue. gets dropped, right?
Oh man,
How do you pronounce?
I don't know.
Come on.
I think it's just less money. I think you just got a little too much money.
So what would it be?
Ceremony.
Ceremony. Ceremony.
Yeah,
So
ceremony.
why are there two?
What?
There's
there
like
two?
a like wedding, like an engagement
Oh no,
thing.
Alex.
It's like
see,
they usually do that.
in their weddings, the father actually shows up. So you have a celebration. He's laughing at your accent hysterically. He's just laughing at Indian people.
I saw you get a little upset, Alex.
The second we make fun of.
Because black guys show up to the wedding, they just leave about a year after. That's it.
Black people don't get married.
They show up to the party. They're probably told it's a baby shower or something. Like, they just show up.
Yo, is that why the baby shower is so important in black culture? Because that's the closest you get to a wedding?
Probably. That usually is the wedding right there. It's like, oh, I guess we're staying together.
Okay, so
Yeah, but usually in Indian weddings, the ceremony, the first date, isn't it in the house? Don't y'all usually have it at
That's
the
the
house?
first of 3,
Oh, god damn. What
which
the
we're probably
fuck?
not going to do because my family obviously in Dallas.
Okay.
So she might do something that Thursday. There's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Whoa.
Thursday's called the Mendi. Friday's called the Sangeet.
are you gonna have the Punjabi? I try to say that as white as I could, bro, and it hurts me to
Yeah.
not pronounce it the right way. Because
It's Punjab.
I hit that one good.
Yeah.
That was more of like a Gujarati accent, like a Gujarati. That was a Gujarati accent. Like my accent is more Gujarati.
Yo, you know what gets me is you focus
What?
super hard
Yeah.
when you're doing the.
Yeah.
So I said Punjabi, you go,
Yeah.
Punjab.
No. That was pretty good. It's more like Punjab. You have to go Punjab.
No,
you have
but-
to eat the P. They don't like the P. You just go Punjab. They eat the P, dude. Homos.
Oh, man.
No, but in all seriousness.
She's having the sick ceremony on Saturday.
Right.
I got to walk you through as a groomsman. I got to walk you through all the
Oh, I'm not
customs
going
and
to none
whatnot.
of her shit.
Yeah, you going, bro. You going.
I'm going to your shit, dog. I'm
Nah.
Team Akaash.
Yeah, I know, but
It's a competition.
yeah. What are you fucking talking
Yeah.
about?
I've never been to an Indian wedding.
He's the groom, son.
Yeah, man. You've been to a
It's
wedding
not a
before.
bachelorette party.
Not you particularly. I'm talking about your guests.
Of course, you dumb motherfucker. You ever been to a wedding, yo?
I've never been to an
Eden.
Indian wedding. Yes.
Yeah, he ain't got nothing.
I don't got nothing, bro. I forgot what country he was from. Nicaragua. That was it. Yeah. But in your weddings, it's not like Catholic, simple, same shit ceremony, right? 2 days. It's one day.
Son is 3 families at
you
his
typically
weddings, all
do
getting
the
married to the
rehearsal-
same guy.
You typically do in a wedding the rehearsal dinner the night before, and
Yeah.
that's kind of where other expenses come in. Because everybody's kind of getting into town, and then the next day is it's a 2-day event for anybody who's involved in the wedding, and then one day for your guests who are just coming to the wedding.
As a groomsman, do I have to be in a rehearsal dinner?
We don't have a rehearsal dinner.
But something like that, right?
But not everybody invited.
Everybody's involved. Okay.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid, but I can't stop breaking.
No, 'cause but you have to. But no, are we gonna have a rehearsal dinner? Tell me I didn't hit. Tell me I
It's the worst one yet.
Fuck, bro. I thought my Indian accent was good. Rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, you're just gargling with.
Yeah, that's how you rehearsal dinner.
Nah, we hit the fuck out of our R's, dog.
All right, go.
Re.
Rehearsal dinner. Nah, dude. Saw it. Did you know that kid?
Oh, the sod.
Saw it.
Sod it.
Saw it.
No.
Saw it.
Son, he was annoying the shit out of me this past weekend with that shit.
Ow.
I still don't know what the fuck it is.
Oh, dude, it's just a greeting, dude.
Son,
Sod it.
him and Mark just tapped into their inner white, and they would just.
Yeah.
He fucking
It's-
kills me, this
yeah.
kid, bro.
Peak whiteness.
It's so peak. Anyway, okay, so It seems like this is the whole fucking weekend.
It's the whole weekend, yo.
Yeah.
And which weekend?
Edit that date out though. I don't need these fucking monsters.
Why?
Ooh, yeah, I still want that shit out there for these people.
Is it you think they'll come or whatever?
I don't know. I don't trust these guys. You know what I mean?
Could send you a nice gift. Who knows?
Word.
They could have
send you
Send that to the studio.
I can send you some money.
You sound like an Indian ghost, bro.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man.
I didn't hit the Allah before.
You get your text out, bro?
Nah, that was a good shit. Come on, cat.
We also
Come on, cat. Come on, cat.
What?
another way that we saved money on the bar was we didn't serve beer at the bar, just like wines and that kind of just hard liquor.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
cheaper?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Because everybody gets drunk faster.
Everybody gets- that will save you a lot of money, but I don't know if you want to do it. We did it more because there's some drinking problems in my family, so we were like, we're gonna stay
I'm gonna
away
be honest,
from. Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
But the idea of a wedding with no alcohol, I'm just like,
No.
you
No, just
can't-
no beer.
No
just
beer.
no
Just
beer.
hard,
Yeah,
liquor.
yeah.
Just hard liquor.
Hard liquor, wine.
Yep.
So the beer is something you could coast on all night.
All the places in the Northeast that you talk to, you'll find out one day. Is they just build it into the price. This is the price. It comes with this. It comes with this. It comes with this. It comes with full open bar, top shelf. And what's funny is Indians, I guess, drink Johnny Walker Black because every place they went to, they were like, it comes with a full bar, Johnny Walker Black, and then they'll name like some other bullshit liquor. But every single time they say Johnny Walker
Johnny
Black.
Walker Black? Like, yeah, we know. It's like selling like dark liquor to blacks. Like,
Hennessy.
yeah.
Yeah,
we don't
It's
drink
not
Hennessy.
Hennessy.
It's a Douce. We don't drink Hennessy no more. Damn it.
How do you what is Johnny Walker Black?
I don't know, Scotch.
You just have that on the rocks?
It's a whiskey, right? Yeah. It's never been my thing. Johnny Walker Black's too.
Wait, so Akaash, you can't do shit a la carte?
Bitter.
Not really. Not like these venues. They're mostly just this is what you get, and then you can
So this is how
liquor at
much you're
least.
spending, bro.
Huh?
This is how much you're spending.
You spending
There's
that
nothing
Is
to
it-
even consider
Is it
anymore.
like an all-inclusive
We've-
kind of package venue thing
So-
where they package everything out for you?
For the reception spot, it's a lot of all inclusive.
Where is it?
Okay.
You can do now. There's a la carte, and like you could do the full menu of food we got, or you could do a couple of items and cater your own food. We're gonna bring in Indian food, obviously.
Where is it?
It's nearby.
In New
Jersey?
York?
Nah, but close Jersey.
In Jersey?
Probably from LaGuardia and Newark, it was like 45 minutes each. 40
Okay,
minutes
that's not
each.
bad.
So it's not far from here.
You ain't got no. You know what?
I'm
You know
gonna be
what's a
honest.
good thing about this though? You talking about on this
you about
podcast?
to
We got so
out
many
bachelor
brands that'll reach out. Like,
Yeah,
yo, we will stock
absolutely.
your bar at the fuck.
Yeah,
up.
man.
Like, you know some.
Dude,
There's so many
make it
people
a
that-
sponsored event.
Sponsor that motherfucker, bro.
do it.
I'm doing that shit when I eventually get married, bro.
Oh, I tried, but all the
Dog.
fucking liquor's already included in the price.
Nah, fuck all that. Just be like, yo,
You're-
we're bringing
if-
our own shit.
Real
Some of
talk?
these places, the
Let me
only
work
way
out
you
a
can do
deal
BYOB,
with Blue Chew.
I've had this exact
Night
thought,
of.
yo.
Sponsored by Blue
I've
Chew.
had this exact thought, yo.
And let me get the audio recording of your guys' night together. And we release that as a micro podcast. What?
Yeah.
Akash's vows are brought to you by Blue
Oh no!
Chew.
I mean the hotel room. I want to
night.
just
Oh.
record. I'll
Night.
set up a
The
boom mic in the
consummation?
hotel room.
14-second audio recording.
Son,
That's 6 figures easy.
we could
cover
honestly
the cost
we could cut a
easily.
deal with that. Let me call the Blue Chew guy.
Blue
right
Chew
now.
will sponsor anything. They'll sponsor anything. Akash's consummation the night of his wedding.
That audio is just gonna be.
Take
You're
it.
just gonna hear whimpering, and then you'll hear Akaash girl be like, "It's okay."
That's what I'm saying.
That's all you hear.
Saying it'd be just like any other night.
No, but this is gonna
Also
be
known as
different.
Tuesday.
You got to do a little something different for your wedding night.
Got
you know
to,
that,
bro.
right?
You're a public figure, man. You can't just
Yeah.
have a regular ass
You
wedding.
mean like I gotta have sex well?
Yeah.
Yo, you gotta have set. You
Oh.
gotta drink a couple of. You gotta. That was good the way I pronounced that one.
It's so bad.
I think it's because I'm Gujarati. I think that's what it is. Do you don't think it's my Gujarat?
You know what's funny about Gujaratis is nobody likes them, so I can see that.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
But I think that I'm more Gujarati, and you're a little bit bougie. I have to say, like when I hear you speak, when I hear you speak with Indian accents, I do feel you are like
I'm a little bit classist.
you're a fucking classic.
I'm light-skinned,
You're light skinned,
good family,
pretty. You know what
You know
I
what I
mean?
mean?
Like
You're
you
on TV
are
and
rich.
shit, yeah.
You are like fucking Mumbai. Do you know what I mean?
gonna
Probably
meet
even
mad
like
cousins
refer to
you
it
never
as
met.
Bombay still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're that bougie. You like remember the old days? That
old
is
country.
you, dude, with your accent. My accent is more of the people. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm more of like India. You know what I mean? Like I'm in for real, dude. You don't think
my
so?
God.
Saw it.
Oh man.
Okay, well that's it. We found a way.
Holler at
Blue
Blue
Chew.
Chew. I'm so down.
I called him.
I've been telling my girl off rip, like I'm gonna try to get us sponsorships everywhere I can get a
What else,
sponsorship.
what else do you want?
yeah.
The only
sponsored?
things I was thinking was liquor, and then I thought Blue Chew.
Dog, by the time this podcast
My
drops,
bookie, we can bet to see if you guys actually stay together.
boom. That's a bet.
Oh,
It's a bet.
yo, take the over in years.
Take the
Take the over in years.
Wait, what does
yo.
that mean? What is it?
However many years they give us, take the
What's
over.
the line? Set the line.
The over means you're gonna do more.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
We got that,
Oh
yo.
yeah.
Oh,
But
I like
still, we could place. We could place
100%.
bets.
I sponsor the fuck out this wedding. I don't care.
I'm not joking. I really think that we
Nah,
could
that ass.
set the precedent.
Absolutely.
My bookie.
I should be lit too, bro. Like you go get some shits like sponsored by, produced by. Yeah, that's fire. Why would you
Dude,
want
we
that
could
one?
start a whole wedding betting situation. This could be actually really good. So we could bet things that are going to happen at the wedding, people
Full
passing
sack.
out. Dude, full sack. If you want to go for it,
We can go for it.
we get Blue Chew and full sack for the wedding night.
Dog,
you just
and you
need
know-
proof.
Here's
Bro,
what we
dude,
have.
the best thing about weddings is like nobody cares that you're getting laid. Everyone's getting laid at the wedding.
Put the full sack on the fucking
In the
table.
fucking
Centerpiece.
table, dog.
Centerpiece, Blue Chew, full sack. Okay? Just a bunch of Indian batches. Real talk. That's what I'm talking about. Let's make it happen, dude.
Let's do it.
Hey, I'm open to it.
I'm with it.
I
I'm
think
open
we
to
can
it.
organize this. If this guy calls me back, we talk to him.
Yeah, we talked to him.
Okay. My bookie, full sack, Blue Chew. What
Yeah.
else we got?
Copy of the Kama Sutra on each table.
Who sponsors that?
Whoever wrote that shit. Gandhi.
Comma?
Whoever wrote that shit.
Said Gandhi.
Gandhi?
Gandhi stopped having sex
Gandhi?
for the last like 40 years of his life.
Son.
Wait, what?
Gandhi didn't have sex for the last however many years of his life.
He didn't have sex at all?
No,
What
he
about
had
once they
sex.
got the freedom?
No, he has sex. Well, he got
I heard
killed pretty
Gandhi-
shortly
yeah.
thereafter.
I heard Gandhi was touching little.
No, he wasn't doing nothing.
He didn't do none of that. No,
Yo, come on, bro. Why are you trying to throw salt
Whoa.
in
I'm
the
no,
trying to bring
no,
down
no.
ground heroes,
Michael
yo.
Jackson
I'm
goes
not
down.
throwing
He's just trying to take
Everybody
out
gotta
Gandhi
go
now.
down,
Come on.
I'm just saying that's not common knowledge. That he
Nah,
wasn't-
You didn't hear about Mother Teresa?
Yo, Mother Teresa be
Mother
out here
Teresa.
Yeah,
wildin',
man.
bro.
She's out here wowing.
Dude. But no, you got to put... Oh, here we go. Here we
There
go.
you go. Boom.
All right, hello. What's up, brother? Listen, we're recording the Flagrant 2 Patreon right now, live, okay?
Live.
I'm going to put you on speaker because we have a great idea with Blue Chew. We have a great idea. Okay, hold on. Here we go. So here we go. This is Flagrant 2. Blue Chew's getting a free shout out right now, okay? This is what I'm thinking. Akaash is getting married, okay? Wedding is sponsored by Blue Chew, okay? And we will get audio recording of Akaash disappointing his wife on his wedding night. What do you
But
think?
not as much as normal.
But not as much as normal, okay? Because Blue Chew is stacked. What do you think, dude? Hand out some Blue Chews at the wedding.
You'll have every top comedian at your wedding. That is Akaash's friend.
To sign some waivers, get some waivers from all parties involved. This might get me yelled at, but I'm intrigued.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We'll take that as a yes. We'll map it out. We'll figure out exactly what's going on. But I think that this is good. I mean, dude, I see a lot of potential here. We're going to tap into the Indian community. Akaash is about 3,000 people showing up to the wedding. I say we feed the Blue Chew to one of the elephants and just watch that big old snout thing get hard. Dude, what is it called? Trunk.
The trunk.
Just a hard trunk. Dude, a hard trunk at a wedding, dude? That is the Blue Chew commercial right there. Just an elephant doing a Nazi salute with his trunk.
I will sign that waiver today.
Anyway, think about it. Let's cook up some greatness. Shout out to Blue Chew. Shout out to you, bro.
Word.
Peace.
See you, dog.
He sounds like he's down.
Son.
Oh, yo.
That's at least 50
It's
racks.
happening,
That's
yeah.
at least 50 racks off rip.
My bookie, we set up a personal pool, a my bookie pool. We could bet on our little shit.
Oh,
You know, who's
yeah.
going to get passed out? Who's going to go home with
Who's
somebody?
gonna go? Yo,
Right?
who's hitting the dance floor first?
I wish I would add my bookie for that Louis J. Gomez fight because people would have put money on
Round 3. Round 3.
You're right about it. You're right about
The
it.
slap box, bro. Let's do that. Real talk. I think we can make this happen.
This happened.
I'm in.
Akash, we're going to save you some money,
The
dude.
flagrant
Yeah.
wedding, bro. The flagrant nuptials.
All right, let's take some cabin questions, and then we got to get the
Fantastic.
fuck out of here.
Yo, figure out how we can get the Athletic to sponsor us.
We got this.
All right. Where are we at? I got to go up one. My bad.
It's okay. Capitans.
Took a great shot.
Thank y'all.
before. Had some salmon before.
Jesus.
Just flushed the whole thing out. It was great.
Yo, did y'all do flagrant take? Or you gonna save that?
Ooh.
I
Do
did
you
have
have
a flagrant take, yeah. I did have a flagrant take, but I guess we'll save it.
What is this?
This is interesting. From Kenneth Wynn. Force bad owners to sell. Teams like Phoenix, Charlotte, Minnesota, Chicago, New York, etc. all have been trashed. Should the league step in and force them to sell or let them be garbage forever? You can't do that. But he said, I think they should at least be fined or something if a team has a top 10 pick more than 3 years in a row. That idea, I think, is interesting.
So, one thing you got to consider is that the league works for the owners, not the other way around. So, the owners own the teams, and the NBA is hired to manage the teams in the league.
That's
So
the commissioner's job.
right. So the NBA really can't. I mean, I guess they did tell what's his face to sell the Clippers guy,
They strongly suggested he should sell the team. They didn't. They couldn't literally force him to.
and the NBA didn't. I think it was the collective
yeah,
owners.
and
came
poor
together.
guy made off of like $3 billion.
Tragic.
Tragic.
Tragic loss. Tragic loss. So that being said, I love the idea of pushing back against like the tanking culture. Is that the
Yeah.
way to do it?
You
Maybe.
should definitely.
Maybe not.
There should definitely be a rule against like getting the number one pick like 3 years in a row or some shit. Like
Yeah.
you should have to fucking
Something.
something. Like you got to give that up. You got to fucking maybe you get.
I mean, here's the way you get around it, and it won't work, but you just get rid of the salary cap. So then, if you're in Phoenix and you want to pay LeBron $50 million a year to play on your
If
team,
they got rid
you
of the
just do it.
salary. That's honestly.
But then
honestly,
the
that is
Lakers and the Knicks and the Bulls
that is the only way
are
the
the
Knicks
only
will be
teams.
relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way.
So
they'll be
you get
relevant.
fucked. There's always going to be something fucked, no matter what the system
There
is.
could be something like if you have a bottom 10 record 3 years in a row, you don't keep your draft pick 1 year.
It's interesting. So
Something.
then they're at least fighting to get out of it.
So, and it's not financial. I'm not punishing the owner who owns the team who's not going to want to do it.
Right.
But now you're getting punished for being bad. Maybe 4 years in a row. or
Yeah, it's
something.
almost like you can't punish the players for competing, but you gotta punish the owner for not setting your team up to compete.
yeah.
So
Because
I
we're
mean,
incentivizing them to not compete. now.
yeah, you're incentivizing them to lose. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, if you're not gonna compete, then you're not gonna get rewarded. So
Yeah.
if you suck, you suck.
Also from Kenneth Wynn, I thought this was funny. Would you rather have to watch every single WNBA game for an entire season or have to shave your head, beard, and eyebrows off for a whole year? Every single game. That's not one game a night.
I'd rather shave my head eyebrows.
100%, right?
But I would rather do
and
that.
I actually like the WNBA sometimes. I'm shaving my everything
Dog,
off.
I would rather do that than watch every NBA game. Even
Bruh.
it's a lot of time.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of time.
It's a
dude.
lot of
It's like the
games.
Time is
majority of
valuable.
the day. Time is valuable.
Fuck.
2 games a day
I'd have to watch 2 full WNBA games a day.
with
That's
commercial breaks.
6 hours.
1 game with commercial breaks.
And then shave my
Let's just say shave your head for an entire year
yeah.
or watch 1 WNBA game with commercials every day.
If I can keep my eyebrows, I'm doing it.
That's a good play. It's
Give me
really
keep
the
my
eyebrows.
bro.
The eyebrows
Beard
make
head.
you look.
Yeah, you're just
Insane.
fucking. the
Yeah,
weirdo.
you
Yeah.
literally.
Would you go
You're
would you go head and
Prometheus.
beard?
Like humanoid.
Head and beard?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're not real.
I'm
You're
thinking
not a
about
real
going head
person.
and beard for a while, actually.
Really?
Yeah, like once, like my hairline, it's got a finish line. Like once that shit is like perpendicular, I'm like, it's gone. I'm taking it all off. I'm meeting him at the pass.
Honestly, I'm not interested at all in the WNBA, but I might have to watch it to not do the eyebrows. Dude.
Yeah, the eyebrows
eyebrows
is
hard.
Yeah.
too much.
But you could, like, a lot of Latino women draw them on every single day.
Oh,
you could draw them on.
Is that part of it? Can you draw
Yes.
on?
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
I can draw on.
Yeah, you can draw on.
But they're drawn on. You know the Latino women draw them on. That shit is-
Right.
It's one expression all the time.
Well-
You're just always curious.
Where were you last night? That's how they tell them to draw them on.
Yeah.
Can you give me the where were you last night? It's just one like this.
Yeah.
It's like The Rock.
It's like those barber memes when it's like, say what you want. It's like, say no more, fam.
Can you smell what I've been cooking?
What else we got?
Tunji Taylor Lewis, in terms of storytelling and promo, do you think the Logan
Shout
Paul?
out to Tunji. He had a fucking he had a question a couple weeks ago.
You did.
Yeah.
He's not Nigerian.
He be
can't-
having questions. Tunji be having questions, yo.
Yeah,
He kills it.
yeah.
Do you think the Logan Paul versus KSI fight is just a flash in the pan, or will it have a lasting effect on pro boxing for the future?
It already has
Absolutely.
affected it,
Absolutely
dude. The fact
lasting
that
effect.
Eddie Hearn is promoting the fight. Eddie Hearn is the guy who promotes, all the big fighters that come out of like England. Not all, but like Anthony Joshua's promoter. Like he's
Oh,
involved
shit.
in tons of big fights. I think he's invested in DAZN, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's even promoting it, and they are putting legit boxers on the undercard. So the undercard of the
fuck.
fight are, if not champions, like this guy Billy Joe Saunders is a top 10 guy, if not a champion already. And then that is
And you're going to want to be
Devin
on that
Haney,
undercard.
because so many people are going to watch.
So many people who don't watch boxing could
So
become
these guys
fans.
are just like YouTubers.
Yeah, but this kid is so Logan. I did his
He's like
podcast.
legit.
People hate this kid because he's white and good looking, I guess.
No,
No, he
so
said- he
what
said
happened
some
was
shit,
he
but-
had it's never anything he said. He he's a good kid and he's a smart kid, but he was in Japan and they have like a suicide
the woods.
forest.
Oh, right. I did see that.
And then
yeah,
he
yeah,
like
yeah.
videotaped some kid who was hanging from a tree, like
He
because
was
he
kind of
did
laughing
suicide.
about it. Yeah.
It was kind of laughing about it and doing his and put it in his like vlog and that kind of shit. That being said, like we make 9/11 jokes. Like I'm in no position to like criticize somebody's attempt
No, I'll
for humor.
never.
This, that, the other. But so he went and like he had a lot of shit taken away from him. Like some guys were creating this is just random. Like some guys were creating a show. They wanted me to like work on this show that they were creating. That got stripped. All this was done, and then he did this boxing match, and he kind of like blew up the first one, and now that they're doing the second one, they're actually going to make some money. But I admire the fact that he did it. They basically wrote him off, and he's like, "No, I'm going to do this."
Yeah.
The podcast is good. I don't really know this guy that much, but apparently he's an English dude. I think he came in from the gaming world, and then he was like a personality as well. So he got into like the YouTubing.
He
thing.
played a lot of FIFA and shit like that.
Did they have an
Right.
actual beef at first, or was it all promo from the jump?
I think it was just all promo from the jump.
I think they're two massive YouTube accounts, and they're like, "Let's do this." And now the beef seems kind of real. That being said, I think this guy's getting fucked because Logan
Honestly,
is a legit athlete.
yeah.
Like, and just watching the first fight and like watching him now, I've watched a little bit of like the training and that kind of stuff. You could see noticeable improvement. This kid might be able to have it as well, but I would not be surprised if it's a very short fight. Very short, but lasting
Yeah.
effect.
Never underestimate the interest of watching famous people fight. Like it doesn't matter what they're famous for.
True.
Like
Storylines,
motherfuckers
bro.
will
It's all
pay to
storylines.
see that shit.
We'll pay to see them fake fight.
Fake fight.
We'll pay to
we
see,
just saw
anytime
Tyson
a famous
Fury.
person goes to wrestling, we
Cain
watch them fake
Velasquez.
fight.
They all
Yeah.
just did it. Like they went to Saudi Arabia and made like millions of dollars to fake fight. Like if you're famous, if you have a name and you will get physical, people will pay to watch that shit
100%.
all the time. Now if you're really fighting, even more.
100%. I love it.
OG Smurf brought up this point. Whoever that patron is that has the cousin working for the Panthers might be right about Cam Newton's drug habit.
Oh, yes.
Which we didn't talk
I
about.
think it's starting to seem more and more likely, to be honest. Like a foot injury that was supposed to keep you out for a couple
That
weeks.
he didn't need surgery for.
He didn't need surgery for. Now it's a year.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's you know what I
Coachella.
mean? He did this weird video afterwards saying you're gonna get back right, and now you went from a couple weeks to the whole season.
Yeah, something going on, huh?
Yeah, your clothing choices haven't been seem like someone
Definitely
who
on
have
drugs.
done
Yeah.
who has done a lot of drugs recently. And a guy who's gotten hit a lot, it seems like somebody who's been prescribed a lot of pills, prescribed a lot of
Oh,
painkillers.
that would make a lot of sense too.
You know what I mean? So it's like he's probably hooked on it, probably had to get off of it, and probably didn't like smoking weed. Was like, fuck it, I'll take some pills, and probably got hooked on
Just
it.
smoke the weed, man.
Smoke the fucking weed.
Yeah,
Calvin
dude,
Johnson.
making
Shout out fucking Calvin
weed
Johnson,
legal
bro.
might solve 80% of the NFL? Like, do you think you'd beat your wife if you were high? Like, what is their biggest issue, right? It's like, I'm either going to beat my girlfriend, beat my wife, or I'm going to get hooked on pain pills, right? You're not doing any of those things if you're just smoking weed after games or you're just high.
And sleepy.
No. Yeah, we'd be fucking people up because I was done yesterday because we did the edible and smoked.
Well,
in
edibles
LA.
are different.
I was fucked up.
Edibles. Did you know what you smoked? No, I hate being that guy, but did you know what you smoked?
Yeah, we had sativa, right? What was it called?
No, we had a blend.
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah. See, a high. If you was just trying to chill out,
The
indica will just mellow you the fuck out.
Yeah,
a sativa just gets
we
you.
had a blend.
No,
Get
I
your
was
mind
mellowed out.
working
I
and
left
shit.
my luggage.
Yeah.
I was super mellowed out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that works.
My luggage is in LAX.
But edibles, I just don't trust. Period. That's just not
Really?
mine.
I
I
left
don't
it
like
at Hudson News.
So I was dozing off like a crackhead yesterday.
Yeah, I saw you was
Yo,
drooling on
he
the
was
floor. I was like, "Are you
out.
good?"
And you had your hand on the switcher so you could switch the lens, but you were passed out. So Eden was just putting his finger in between your fingers
really?
to press the buttons. Yeah, it was really
Thank
funny.
you, brother.
Sweetheart, yo.
It was adorable. He didn't wake you up. He let you just sit there.
What a guy.
You were really like heroin addict passed out.
Yeah, that's
He
the
had a
real left
beanie
side
on and
strong
shit,
side
like-
over here. Left
Yo, you good? You're like,
It was bad. So.
all right, get your down in, bro.
One more and then we get out of here?
Yeah, last question. Ryan Butterfield asks, if a comedian wanted to move to New York for comedy, what's the most affordable way to do that?
Bus? Is that what is
Nah, I live.
it's a weird question, right? Like,
I thought that was so funny to me.
but like,
I'll take a bus. Like,
You
yeah.
took it the most literally.
It's
I
a
think
very
what's
literal
the cheapest
question.
way to live
I
here?
think he was
Oh,
probably.
like actually move here,
Yeah.
live here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's the cheapest way to live here?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
question is live
Yes.
then.
Yeah,
Move
yeah,
would be.
yeah,
I was pretty right about that one.
Well, if you ride a bike, maybe
You just
it's
took
like-
it mad
maybe bike.
literally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I took it. Yeah, I took it literally. Right?
Put a handkerchief on the stick and just
Dust bullet.
Son, how little did motherfuckers own?
Yo, man.
Even now, that's how much we got now. Even now,
Yeah.
homeless people got shopping carts.
Oh yeah, bro.
Hell of shit.
I used to watch Looney
All this
Tunes,
shit.
see Bugs Bunny fucking walking around with his stick and a fucking
That's a
bandana.
funny premise.
That's
And that
the
was
great.
all
That's,
this shit.
that's hilarious.
That's the Great Depression for real, man. Shit.
That's a funny premise. Like
don't even need
homeless
this.
people now looking at them back in the day, like, man, y'all were broke.
I got a tent.
What was in the little thing?
You
on the
couldn't just
stick?
carry the shit in your hand,
right?
They probably had so little they needed the stick. You know what I mean? Just give me something.
Hey, it's a good walking stick, man.
Yeah.
Might need it later, bro.
What was in the pouch?
Just can of
at the
beans
end of the
and
stick?
that's it.
It was food.
Some
just,
matches.
yeah, because it was food, and then you'd lay out the handkerchief later. You put it in your shirt, and then you'd use the stick to stir the beans. That's all it was. One
your
meal,
Swiss Army
One meal.
stick. Yeah, dude. Wow, that is poverty, bro.
Yo.
Motherfuckers were poor back in the day.
Bruh.
Oh, that's funny.
Cheapest way to live here.
What was his
Wait.
question?
What's
how
the
to move
cheapest way to
New
live
York.
here?
Son, Akaash, you mastered that. Go find a Chinese landlord with rats in the apartment, and
Yeah.
then like set up
Lug it
4
out,
different
bro.
rooms in a 1-bedroom.
Yeah. When you get here, you'll figure it out real quick.
Look, the reality of the matter is moving to New York is going to cost you less and less the longer you live here, right? When you first move, you're going to get fucked. And then you eventually, your next apartment is a little cheaper. Your next apartment is a little cheaper. Your next apartment is like, you're moving to a place that your friend's mom owns, but she's never there. So there's a good deal.
Yeah, it's all through knowing people.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you don't know any yet. So you got to take the L upon arrival and then eventually figure it out as you go along.
Yo, I just took L's, and then right before I turned 30, I was like, I'm not living here anymore.
Right.
And I was making decent money, but I was like, I'm gonna either have a nice place,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna go back home.
Really?
These are the options I gave myself,
Yeah.
and luckily it's worked out. I was
But you
homeless for a bit.
found a cheap ass place.
Nah, it was a case.
Yeah, but that place with Case, you guys rented out a part of the room to pay for some of the
Oh,
rent.
yeah,
like
you
there
hustle
was
a little bit here and
there's
there. Yeah,
hustles
yeah,
that you're
yeah.
gonna get, but you
Yeah.
can't get that on the jump, right? Like you're gonna get fucked when
Yeah.
you first move here.
Yeah.
Like I remember you lived with that crazy military dude in Harlem that made you clean in the shower.
I think he was Nigerian, actually. Yeah.
Damn
But
right.
he was like super clean freak. Like when like Akash's hair was in the shower, you would get
Yeah,
yelled
he
at.
saw like one of my hair, like not even like ball hair, like a hair. He'd be like, "Yo," and he was in the military, Marines, bad motherfucker, big dude.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, I want to see no hairs in the tub, yo."
Yeah.
he
But
would just
think
call
about it,
me
he just
over.
got done fighting y'all. You know what I mean? He don't know the difference.
Oh, you
so
right
you're
about it.
triggering for
You
him.
right about it.
Yeah, exactly.
right about it.
So now you like he was just in your land. He don't know that you're Indian.
No,
he
no,
thinks that
he
you're
know-
one of them,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So he was just over there bodying y'all.
Yeah.
And now it looks like payback.
Yeah.
Yeah, every hair.
Every hair.
Every hair.
Yo, That's not a bad point.
Real talk.
He also
dude.
was crazy because he would literally do drug tests for money. And I was so poor I thought about it, but I couldn't pull the trigger.
Wait, drug tests for
Like
money?
he would literally, when they're testing out a new medicine, they would holler at him.
Oh, like studies.
He would go for like
Like-
3 days and do the medical study and then the clinical trial.
I had a
and come
buddy
back.
who did that. He did a lot of tests. Yeah.
How's
Yeah.
he doing now?
He's doing all right. I mean, I wouldn't say he's like my strongest friend or my most well-off friend, but he's doing okay.
It's a whole world of these people.
Oh no, you can get deep.
Like there are people that pay for drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You could get paid to use drugs
Yep.
if you really know the system, right?
Yeah.
Drugs, blood.
Nut.
Nut.
How much can you get for nut?
Oh,
Good
it's
couple
pretty
$100?
good. Yeah.
From
They
what I
only want white, tall professionals.
Yeah,
Really?
it's super,
Super
specific.
specific,
It's
yeah.
like if you don't have a college degree, that like I don't think that you can even like give semen at a lot of places.
Your sperm is useless. It's
Nah, that's
worth
honestly
nothing.
how it should be. You can't be dumb and just be giving impregnating mad bitches.
Right.
You got IQ tests, do all of it.
So wait, this is actually fun.
Oh,
I
let's
was
see,
so
boom.
offended. I tried doing
Okay.
it in college.
And they said no.
They wouldn't even accept it.
Whoa.
Okay, let's see if we're
non-smoker
I'm
and in good
5'7",
health.
thank God.
All right,
Hold on.
2, we here.
Read it out loud so people know.
Okay, height. Most clinics require men to be 5'7" to 5'10". There's some clinics that specifically say 5'9".
Wait, so you can't be taller than that?
No, you have to be at least.
least.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 5'7", I'm good. Anything else, I'm fucked.
Okay,
Build.
Bill. Normal with a.
BMI between 18 and 25. I have no idea what that means.
Body mass index.
No, I mean the 18, 25.
Oh.
I thought that was like the age. I don't know.
Yeah.
A college degree or enrolled in working towards one. I got that. Non-smoker and in good health. I don't smoke cigarettes.
Son, this shit
That's
is
what we
this
all
shit
say
is
in
low.
doctors.
When I went, they were like, you either need to have a
Family
master's or
history, no
PhD.
genetic problems.
They
A
were like either
PhD?
yeah, they were like either master's, PhD. You have to be above 6 foot.
How much
Okay.
do you make for that?
I think I'm a good
Oh, I
donor.
don't know.
Let's pause
They
for a
didn't give
second.
me an-
Who the fuck is a doctor that needs $100 for their cum?
No, I think they give them more because they're.
I'm saying if you're a
sperm is
doctor, you
limited.
don't need to give sperm. Like
Yeah, but
if
you
you're
might as well
getting
get paid to
for
do
your
what you
sperm-
love. You know what I mean?
Say what?
Might as well get paid to do what you love.
This is the version of like a male version of a cam girl.
Yeah.
Like we're just whacking off and then getting a couple
Yeah.
$100 for it.
Also, if you're like Genghis Khan in the head ass motherfucker, you just be like, oh, let me just give all my sperm away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I want my seed out there.
40 to 18 equals 22 years. What is
The
that?
Watkins This is how much you lineage can will make.
continue.
18 years old. Most clinics
You get
will allow
$1,000 a month?
Spread.
donations healthy men up to the age of 40.
You're
So-
potentially looking at 1,000. Oh,
Dude, how often do you
most
think
are between $100 and $125 per nut.
how often do you think like an
One nut's more
80-year-old
than that.
man goes in there and is like, I would like to donate my semen?
I mean, yo, at that point, you might as well, right? You know you're dying,
Yeah. And it still works.
And they won't take it.
but they won't take
They
an
won't
old
take
man's
it.
Won't
sperm.
take it.
No.
Bro, you know what I would do? I'd just bottle my old neighbor's sperm.
Yeah, I would milk my neighbor.
Yeah, I'd milk, dude, milk my
milk
neighbor.
my neighbor.
Dude, real talk.
Go to the clinic.
And then just batch it in their little cup. You got Fred's sperm. I don't have to worry about having my kids out there. He's going to be dead anyway. This is a great business.
It's a great
model.
con. It's a screenplay that you and I are writing right now.
What happens when two guys?
All right, egg donation compensation.
Oh, you
we're
get
about
you
to
get,
see
you
that.
get crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Roll call.
Wage gap my ass. Okay.
You can get cum anywhere. You know what I mean? But eggs, I mean, come on.
Cum is plentiful.
yeah, cum is
Eggs.
like, yeah.
Eggs where the money is at.
$8,000 on average for a complete egg donation. You can earn up to $14,000 depending.
Pay for
Dude.
student loans with that shit.
And what are the requirements for that? I mean, how is there a single homeless woman?
Anytime I see a homeless woman, I'm like, you're not trying hard enough.
They got pride. That's the issue.
I respect it, but not really.
Yo, guys, this has been another episode of Flagrant 2. This is a Patreon episode. Jeremiah, we got to have you back on the non-Patreon next
Yeah,
time
for
you're
sure.
in town.
Yeah.
I love you, bro. I support what you do. Let them know where they can find you, your shows, all that stuff.
Yes, sir.
I did an episode of Stand Up on the Spot, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you want to check that one as a way in to the series, please do check that out. But let them know where everything is.
Yeah, at Jeremiah Stand Up on all social media, and then JeremiahWatkins.com for tour dates. I'll be headlining in St. Louis, Kansas City, and Chicago coming up here, as well as San Diego and Huntington Beach. And yeah, drop a lot of fun stuff on my Instagram and Twitter, my YouTube.com/JeremiahWatkins.
So check out all that, man. It's really good stuff. I love what you're doing, man, and you seem to be an integral part in this LA comedy wave. That is very inspiring, man. So keep killing it, bro.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for having me, guys.
For sure.
Sir.
Peace.